Three guys and a bird, I think. Or a rooster. As a crow?
Yep.
We're crows now. We're a crow show.
Crow
We're a
team.
crow
We're
show.
team
It's
crow.
crows.
Yeah.
Team crow.
team.
The three crows and a crow talk about crows.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would do a
Was that a
podcast
crow
talking about
noise or
crows.
what?
We
Was
didn't do the bang at the end.
Oh,
true.
Missed that. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not
sorry.
used to it. That's only my third time.
Yeah,
right?
it's all right. It's all good.
Fair point.
Just building up team chemistry. Really got to get it rolling there. Switching
Oh.
positions on the fly.
To get our snaps in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're really going from like left tackle to center or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Football, everyone.
Football.
Ball.
Everyone have fun this week.
I'm gonna kill the sun.
Yep. Same, dude. Same.
Yeah. I think all our teams lost this week. So
Yep.
Yep. All. Well, I guess except technically Invictus, but
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's true. Are they?
Somehow.
they are
They're-
the best record out of all of our teams, I believe, is the
Yeah.
Buccaneers,
They're 3-1.
as we
They
all
are.
predicted,
they're 3-1,
leading the
and
division.
They were supposed to be the worst team.
Oh.
Baker
well,
Mayfield, baby.
Baker Mayfield, indeed.
I think we all had, not only did we all lose, we all lost bad. I think I would say
Yeah. Well,
in
I
different
mean,
ways. In
It
different
Yeah.
was in different ways.
It was like 3 different ways of losing badly.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll talk about yours first. 'cause-
oh yeah, yay. But we have some injury updates here. Geno
Ooh, okay.
Smith twisted his knee, but should be fine.
Mhm.
So
That's good.
that is good.
Nice that Geno season is still alive and well.
Yep.
It is. Mike Evans, speaking of the Buccaneers, hamstring undergoing MRI. That's bad.
That's a bummer.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
Hamstring's one of those like you never know when it'll be fixed type injuries.
Yeah.
Chase Claypool did not practice with the team, and this week was told to stay home.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, they're actively
They
looking to
will-
trade him.
They will
For
release
a
him.
fifth pick, by
Yeah,
the way.
probably
They
at
traded him
best.
for a second last
would
year.
be-
May as well have been
shocked.
a first, honestly.
I would
Yeah.
be shocked if he gets signed or traded. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if he gets signed. Like
Yeah.
he just doesn't care. He clearly doesn't care.
Yeah. Like the
About-
only way I do the trade is like a 7th rounder. Like legit. Because like 7th rounder, what usually you're just, guessing.
I don't know, man. 7 rounders are looking better and better as the time goes on.
I mean,
Man.
yeah, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
I'll say that if he gets traded to like a good team, like I could see a good team putting like a 5th round or 6th round flyer on him because I mean, why
Yeah.
not, right? Like he could.
Like the
He could
Chiefs. or
potentially-
something.
He's apparently just like a locker room cancer. Like
Yeah.
apparently he's just a bad attitude, brings the whole team down. They
Yeah.
told him
Yeah.
to stay home. They're like, don't
Yeah.
even fucking come in, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is also the Bears, right?
It is the Bears, yes.
So-
I mean, I
that's
would
why-
stay
that's
home
why
as
I-
well.
Yeah, like if like say the Niners were like, hey, yeah, we'll throw him a 6, then
Yeah.
I'm sure he would try to make the team get into like a 4th spot, right, or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also like his last chance, probably, right?
Yeah,
Like after
Yeah, I
would
that,
think so.
you're-
Truly one of the worst trades of all time. Like
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, why would the Bears want someone like Sam Laporta a couple picks after the one they traded for
Oh
Claypool?
my god.
That wouldn't make sense.
I mean, I want to look at that whole second round now and just look at all the players they passed on to get
Yeah.
Chase Claypool.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot.
I mean, I've read before and heard from NFL players on interviews and stuff that like kind of the way that you have a long career in a non-starting role in the NFL is being a nice guy. Like if people actually like you. So like a lot of those players, whenever you hear like there's locker room issues, it's like, hey, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if you smile and show up and you're pretty decent, which you are because you're in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
you know, you can keep getting on rosters, which I mean, shit, man. get paid to work out. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I believe Kenny Pickett also suffered the bone bruise in his knee. So
No, that's what it was. I
it
just
was
heard
a
rough.
bone bruise. So
I heard it was the knee, and it wasn't that bad, but he might miss some time.
yeah.
But
So
we have a bye week next week, or not this week, but next week. So
yeah. So
should
he
be
might
back
just
after
like
that.
he'll probably just skip this week and then
He
take it off and
should.
come back.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're clearly punting the season.
Yeah.
So too early. Sorry.
Also, Christian Gonzalez, corner for the Patriots, who's been playing really well, is
Yeah.
out indefinitely with a shoulder injury. So
That is rough. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tough. He was looking good.
yeah. As well as Matthew Judon, who's their other good player. So Patriots are yep.
Yep.
And then if you didn't see last night, Jamal Adams came back only to get concussed on like the first drive.
And
Yeah.
also like scream at the concussion
Oh, yeah.
protocol guy and freak the hell out.
Yeah.
Which is like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
it's a concussion. It's just like one extra week. Just chill out.
Yeah.
I mean, he also has a concussion, right? So he
Yeah,
can't
so-
really.
He's probably going through
Not
it at
thinking
that
straight.
point.
Yeah.
Plus, I think he was just frustrated because he's like missed so many games, and now he's finally back, and then boom, right away you're just out again.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's got to be part of it. And then speaking of being out, Jonathan Taylor still out.
Mhm.
So
Doesn't I believe I saw he still does not want to play for the Colts.
yes, he does not want to play with the Colts.
That is fair, honestly, considering
yeah.
they don't want to pay him.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's pretty much all the news of the week. And by news of the week, I mean literally the stuff on the top of the headlines for injuries. There's probably
Yep.
some stuff we missed. But anyway, we had football. Football.
We did.
Starting
we
with
did.
the Thursday night fantastic game. Fun.
I kind of forgot about this.
This
Yeah.
game wasn't
I
even
wish.
as close as the score. I'm going to be honest.
No.
It
Yeah.
really did not.
No. This was kind of what I expected to happen this year with the Packers. Not like every week, but I expected them to have some of these games where it was just like, oh yeah, our team is like not the same as it has been. Which, you know, a lot of it was just like inexperience. A lot of it was our offensive line forgot how to block. Really just forgot how to block. And Jordan Love still learning, obviously. He had some good throws. He had some terrible throws. He had some okay throws. But that's, I mean, listen, the Detroit Lions, I think, are the third best team in the NFC. So,
They
like,
might be.
I would
I
put them
would-
at number 2.
really? I
But
still
I-
think it's
I-
49ers, Eagles, then Lions.
I think you guys I think you're Lions homers, but honestly, like the team does look very good this year.
What impressed me this game was like we all knew their offense was good. Like
yeah.
the watching that defensive line absolutely dismantle
Yeah.
the Packers offensive
Yeah.
line was disgusting.
Yeah,
Aiden
Yeah.
Hutchinson was disgusting. Like it was
Yeah,
It
in
was a
fairness,
marvel.
in fairness to Jordan Love, who didn't play very well that game, he was under pressure like every play.
and it was
Yeah.
and the Packers got 27 rushing yards. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing. They tried to run the ball. Nope. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. It was, I was so blown away the fact that they like barely ran the ball. I don't know if it's because they were just starting to go down and you go into panic mode, you start throwing. But like they had one run. It was like Aaron Jones, 5 yards. I was like, okay, here we go. Aaron Jones never gave him the ball again. Outside of like some weird ass like screen bubble, just, like whatever the shit he was drawing up. I was like, just let him run. Like why? He's like, we got to drop some crazy shit. Like no, just let him run. Like I don't know. That's because then once you can't establish the run. So then the play action doesn't mean shit because they're like, they're not running. So there's every play, they're just like, they're throwing it. So like just blitz. That was the worst part. They didn't even have to blitz. They were doing 4-man rush and just getting to the quarterback every time. Like when you couldn't get to the quarterback with a 4-man rush, like everyone's covered because nobody else is in. It's hard.
Yeah.
So that was, ugh.
Lions had 16 minutes time of possession advantage over Green Bay. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it was bad.
The only reason this game got within 2 scores is because the Lions just like totally forgot how to play offense in the second half for some reason.
It was the classic,
Well, they didn't
like conservative play calling stuff.
Yeah.
And then the worst part about conservative play calling is once you start realizing like, oh shit, the other team's getting back into the game. You've been playing like so like nonchalantly for so long, and then you're out of.
You lose. Do you have no momentum?
Yeah, you have no momentum. So the Packers were actually coming back. It was like, all right, here we go. And then it looked like we were gonna get the ball with a chance to like, down 8,
I forgot about
like
this.
one score, and then Quay Walker jumps over the line, and then the field goal goes away, and they get a touchdown. Game's over. It was just what are you doing?
It was so brutal because like they kicked the field goal or whatever and was like, okay, there it is, all right.
Yeah.
And then they cut the commercial and we're like all here having a good time, and then the commercials got cut early, and then they come back to the referee going, first down Lions, and it's like, the fuck?
Yeah, like what? Oh my god, that was bad. Really was bad all around. And then Matt LaFleur was just like, yeah, that was bad. We were like, yep. That was bad.
I've never seen usually when coaches come in like for like the halftime interview, they aren't too flustered. He looked like distraught. Like he's like, we lost, man. Like it's fucking over. Like I don't want to say it.
He had that quote. He was just like, what do you think? He's like, well, we got a block for one.
Yeah. And he said block better. I think he caught himself. He wanted to say just block.
Oh yeah. But like I watched the quarterback breakdown of Jordan Love. Like he was okay. Like I think he looked worse than he did because of the pressure. Like you could tell some of the throws he was making was because he was like, I got to get this shit out of here. I'm rattled. But there was like some throws where he had like an easy like slant pass and he would just hold it too long. And I was like, all right, but still, like he still had some good throw. Like that one before the fourth quarter where it shouldn't have counted. The clock hit 0, but that was like a really good throw for like 40 yards to Reed. Like the thing I've realized with Love is like he just takes a while to get into rhythm. That's his like big thing, is once he gets into rhythm, you're like, all right, he's good, but he's just like so rusty for a bit. It actually reminds me of how Brett Favre used to be. Like Favre used to be like that. He'd be kind of rusty, and then he'd come out in the second half and just start going crazy, like perfect passes and everything. So okay, hold on, I got a commentator rant. There's Al Michaels. I don't know who the other guy is.
Kirk Herbstreit, right?
Yeah, the college guy.
Yeah, but he was just like, this is Packer fans, bet they're not used to this. I bet they have been down this much since maybe before Brett Favre. I was like, are you kidding me? I can literally, like off the top of my head, I have like some moments flashing back. One being the like 31-3 loss to the Saints like 2 years ago in Lambeau to open the season. I remember because I was excited, and then I was like, wow, I can't believe I got excited for this. That was one. We had getting blown out by the Titans one year. We had, if you want to go back to Brett Favre, we had the playoff game where Favre threw like 6 interceptions. We lost like 45-10 to the Rams. He's just like, I don't think the Packers are losing. Like
it's a classic Brett Favre move.
That was a classic Brett Favre move. There's so many moments in Packer history I can just recall. How about getting blown out by the 49ers in the NFC Championship game? That was a fun one. Or the Falcons getting blown up by the Falcons. Like, I can't believe the Packers haven't lost. Like, if anything, this loss feels fine. It's like, yeah, you know what? Lions are a better team. We move on. Yeah. Learning experience, we move on. Back then, it was like, well, I guess our Hall of Fame quarterback doesn't win another Super Bowl for a year. Oh boy. So it actually does feel better to lose in these because it's just like, yeah, you got outplayed, you move on. So that's pretty much what this was. You get outplayed, you move on. Lions, like I said, I think the Lions will win the division pretty easily at this point.
Yeah.
Because the other teams in the division are, they're not good unless the Vikings do some crazy shit, which I don't think they're going to. But
nope,
I don't know how. What like someone in Minnesota did something very horrible, and they have been. I don't know what's going on with them this year. But no, I it does kind of like. I still, because of the Lions' history, am hesitant to say that they're here, because it's like the past 2 years. It seemed like, oh man, is it the year? And then it wasn't. So, I don't know, but they do look really good. They look really strong this year. And, on the Packers side, Jordan Love had a better completion percentage this game, at least.
Yeah.
So
like, I still like the thing is when Jordan Love's playing, like he's obviously in his like what 4th game starting or whatever for the season, but like he at least looks like he has the potential to keep growing. That's like the main thing you're looking for, because it's like I actually went back and I looked at Aaron Rodgers' first season. Yeah, I looked at Aaron Rodgers' first season because I was like, well, how did Aaron Rodgers do? And honestly, he kind of was like a similar type of thing. Now, I'm not saying it's like, oh, he's going through the Hall of Fame like first season, right? But like, you can't really judge a guy based on his first season alone, because you know that's the entire learning. Like Aaron Rodgers, week 1 of his first season, threw 3 touchdowns against the Vikings. They win. And then 3 weeks later, he had like a 50% completion percentage, lost to the Buccaneers, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So like right there, you're like, well, this guy's not Brett Favre. He sucks, right? If you just go on a game by game basis, just if he still looks like this week 15, then you're like, okay. But if you see him start to grow and learn, that's really what you're looking for. So that's why this season is really just see how your quarterback develops. Because I mean, listen, if Zach Wilson was playing like some of the younger quarterbacks, or how he played last week, we'll get to that. But either way, hey, you know what? Go Lions.
Yeah.
I'm
coming around. I might become a Lions homer too.
Yeah.
And I really like Jared Goff's story too, so I want him to succeed as well.
I do too. Yeah, because he was just like, they were just throwing him away, like, this guy's whatever. And turns out he's actually pretty good. Well, who guessed it? So then we had the second game of the week, which was the Falcons Jaguars in England.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot this game was on for a good portion of it, to be totally honest with you.
I did as well, and I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, a game happened, and then it was this was I mean, didn't we all say the Jaguars had a good run defense, and that's why we all picked the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Do
they the Falcons ran all over them, actually.
It's just, I think the Falcons hype was way too high coming into this season. Like, I just don't think you're getting very far with Desmond Ridder, and he did not look good this game.
No. I mean, it shows how bad our defense is, honestly. We allowed them to come back in the 4th quarter when we played against them, which fired Joe Barry, everyone. Thank you. It's Desmond Ridder, 19 of 31, 191 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, which, by the way, we actually did drop 2 interceptions against Ridder that would have turned that game. Bijan Robinson, though, 105 yards.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
He is still very good. He's gonna be a star running back.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
100%. Dude's insane.
Yeah,
for like 2 years until he gets injured, like they always do.
Possibly, yeah.
Yep. And then the Jaguars just did pretty okay.
They win. Hey, they win in London, man. They just do.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're basically a London home team now.
They pretty much are, yeah.
It's just weird because they looked so bad last week, and now they look okay again. I don't know. What is the Jags? What is their team this year? Are you good or not?
Yeah, I don't know.
Explain to me.
Maybe they. I mean, it is still only week 4, so there are a lot of things can happen over the course of the year. But I mean, maybe they just got off to a slow start.
Yeah, I mean, there's been teams where they go like 5-0 to start the season, and then they end up shitting themselves. Dude, remember the Cardinals that one year? They're like 8-0, and then they missed the playoffs. Like you don't know what can happen, man. Like it gets crazy.
Yeah, this is 18-1.
Yeah. I think the big difference this game: Falcons turned it over 3 times, Jaguars turned it over 0. So that makes quite the difference.
Yeah.
But cool. Then we had Rams. What?
Oh, it was the Toy Story game too. We forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, it was the Toy Story game. I forgot about that.
What is this? I literally watched like none of this game. What is the Toy Story?
They had like a live animated Toy Story version of the game.
Yeah.
Alongside, it was it was technologically it was pretty cool, but it was just weird.
That's interesting.
It was like a fever dream type thing.
Was it like made by AI? Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, possibly. Here's what it.
I'm sure there was AI involved. It's just
I
put in the Fusen ball. That's what the logo thing looked like.
Let me see this shit.
Yeah.
Let me see this shit.
Yep. Take a look.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's highlights and shit, but I'm too lazy to go look it up right now because I'm eating. So
Very fair.
you'll have to find it on your own.
Yeah, you can find it somewhere. It'll probably be on YouTube, but
Yeah.
either way, it's cool. Then we had Rams Colts, which was actually a crazy game. The Rams end up winning 29-23 in overtime, but the Rams were up.
It was 23-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like 23-0. And then the Colts come all the way back and tie it, and then the Rams win it at the end in overtime.
Yep.
So
an extremely Colts way to lose. For sure.
yeah, 100%.
Wasn't it also the Colts never touched the ball in the overtime?
Yeah, it was one of those. Why haven't they changed that? They changed it for the playoffs.
I don't know.
Well, like the last time that I looked at the stats, college football forces both offenses to touch the ball.
Right.
And the NFL doesn't. But the NFL has close to a 50% win rate on the overtime versus college football having like a 60 or 70% if you win the coin flip. So I don't know. But I mean, again, that's like that's college, and who knows if that would be significantly different in the NFL. But I mean, I do kind of agree that like in the modern day, with offense being so important, both offenses should probably have a chance.
Yeah, I think it's just more fun to watch, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just from an entertainment perspective, like
there is also like there's injury concerns, right? Like in a way, it's kind of better for the NFL to get out of the quarter, like the extra quarter, as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
Hey, bring back ties, get rid of overtime. It's actually the technically the correct way to do it, I would say.
Yeah, that is true too. And I mean, if you score to like tie it up at the end, just go for 2, and then if you make it, you win. Right. If you don't, whatever, There's actually plenty of sports that do that, right? Like tie, like soccer does it, hockey, like
Although soccer kind of always has a built-in overtime period.
Yeah, I guess hockey does too, technically, but I don't know. Either way, Rams win. Kyron Williams, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. This dude's going crazy out of nowhere.
Hey man, Puka Nacua caught the game-winning touchdown too. What a
he is so good. It seems
it is insane.
And he's a 5th round pick, right?
Yeah, he's like a later round pick, and he's like one of the top receiving yards in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was like the same thing that happened with Cooper Kupp. Like it was like, who's Cooper Kupp? And then it was like, oh my God, you Cooper Kupp?
Right. Yeah.
And now it's like, who's Puka Nacua? And it's like, fucking Puka Nacua, man.
It's Puka Nacua, of course.
Dude, it's top 3 receiving yards are Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, and Tyreek Hill.
That is so wild. He is literally a rookie 5th rounder. So 5th round pick 177. So that's wild. That really is wild.
Part of it's probably like maybe Matthew Stafford, but even then, like Matthew Stafford's like struggling to throw all these guys, but Puka Nacua is like the one guy he's just keeps going back to. So he's got to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's but in the end, it's still Rams Colts, so whatever.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson threw for 2 touchdowns, 200 yards, but he's 11 of 25, so pretty low on the completion percentage. Actually, it's like in the 40s, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
but I mean, rookie.
Yeah, he also ran for 56 and a touchdown. So I mean, he's doing pretty good for his rookie year still.
I think he has the potential to. It's him and that other rookie QB that's doing well. What's his name?
CJ?
Bryce Young. CJ. Yeah.
Bryce Young's struggling a bit.
Yeah.
But then speaking of struggling, the Ravens beating the Browns.
That's what a rookie quarterback will do, I guess.
Yeah. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson started at quarterback.
Yeah.
And I actually thought he was
great for him.
I thought he was a wide receiver, or maybe they made him a receiver and now he's a quarterback for whatever it was.
I'm not sure if he should be a quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
I mean, in fairness to him, he really was not supposed to be starting.
Yeah, they said Deshaun Watson was just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. Which, okay, They were like, we thought he was good to go, but my favorite quote is they were like, he knows his body, and so someone was like, man,
boy, does he.
Yeah.
Imagine, having the choice with your body.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, right? So it's, listen, it's the Browns, whatever.
It's not like he was playing great anyway when he was there.
Yeah, no.
I was saying this before we started, but I don't know where to rate the AFC North in general. Like, the Ravens are clearly the best team right now, but I don't think it's by a lot. And I don't know. It just seems like the division is such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like, based on what we expected it to be.
You're like, this is gonna be one of the best divisions in football. And
I wasn't. Yeah, it's like, and that wasn't just like a me thing. Everyone was saying that.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking like the Ravens are going to run away with it at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. We could see them do that thing where they lose to the Steelers for no fucking reason this week. I won't expect that, but it happens. Random shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Their play style often does make them heavily injured by the end of the season too.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. And the Steelers, for some reason, have a really good record against Lamar Jackson for some reason.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Both these teams tried to run the ball a lot. Gus Edwards had 48 yards on 15 carries. Lamar Jackson ran for 27 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also threw for 2 touchdowns, threw for 186 yards, was 15 of 19. The Browns tried to run the ball 49 yards for Pierre Strong Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
just total stomping.
It really was. I should have started Lamar Jackson in fantasy this week as well, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Which
How
means
many points did he get?
It was like, I think 30.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check now. I lost this week in fantasy. Great stuff.
Oh, I won. I had my first victory.
Oh, congratulations.
My first victory of the season. Also had the highest points in the league.
Ah.
Oh, my team is injured, and it just keeps happening. It's not stopping.
Yep.
It's not going to stop.
Lamar Jackson got 27 this week, so I would have started him and still lost, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, and I mentioned it to you guys before the podcast in our thing, but so I have the 2 QBs that I have this season are Joe Burrow and Derek Carr, who combined for 0.88 fantasy points this week.
He almost got a full point there.
Yeah, between both of my QBs.
That's impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
By the way, we play each other this week in fantasy.
Oh,
so one of us will win.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that'd be
Well,
good.
I mean, I just had the high, and if you'll notice, Alvin Kamara came back, and I didn't keep him on my team, but he still scored 21 fucking points, brother.
Ah, yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that. And they lost.
that's true. But as long as Alvin Kamara scored points, then I'm happy.
Exactly. Then we had Vikings Panthers. And
Oh yeah,
the Vikings won, but they looked bad.
yeah.
They shouldn't have won. They
No.
should not have won.
No, they should not have.
It did seem like they were gonna lose.
Kirk Cousins went 12 of 19 for 139 yards, 2 TDs, and 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 to start the game. Wow, it was... Dude, look at these receiving numbers. Justin Jefferson, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Second in line, TJ Hawkinson, 24 yards.
It's a really bad game for Justin Jefferson, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it was probably because they put three defenders on him because they're not going to throw to anyone else.
Yep. The Panthers controlled the time of possession 38 minutes to 21 minutes, but they only got 13 points. Like, what were they doing?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
This game didn't come up very often on Red Zone, if I'm being honest.
No, I mean, I don't know. The Panthers were up 13-0, I think. And then they just kind of disappeared. They had one of the touchdowns in the third. It was either, was it third quarter? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was a fumble 6, a scoop and score, I believe.
Yeah, at the end of the half, it was 13-7.
Oh, okay.
So, close game.
Yeah, it's Bryce Young was 25 of 32, 204 yards, which isn't It's not bad.
It's crazy that he looks like the worst rookie quarterback.
It is kind of crazy. Although, I guess maybe their offensive line's bad. It's the Panthers. He's also throwing to like the corpse of Adam Thielen, which is
actually,
all right.
Thielen's been killing it this year. Actually.
I can't believe Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson were on the same team, and that team lost the first round of the playoffs. That's just crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they got Miles Sanders, who ran 13 times for 19 yards. That's so bad. Wow.
Good thing he's not on my team.
Chuba Hubbard had 41. Yeah, wow. What is Miles Sanders doing? No wonder they had the ball for 38 minutes. They're just running up the middle for like 1 yard. And then the Vikings were 1 of 8 on 3rd down and 1 of 2 on 4th down, but they still won 21-13. That's insane. That's actually pretty good. I guess they still had 14 first downs, so I guess they just converted a lot of like second downs into first downs or first. I don't know. Either way, it was a weird game, and the Vikings finally won, I guess. So they're in the win column. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they turn it around now. Because I mean, honestly, like on paper, they shouldn't be 1-3. I feel like, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like the kind of team that's a 1-3 team, if I'm being honest.
No, they're better than what they are. However, they play the Chiefs next week, so Taylor Swift
they're
will
fucked.
defeat them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna say now, even before we get to my game, that any game that Taylor Swift is in attendance, the Chiefs will win. The refs will make sure of that. So
No, they're not doing that. There's no way.
No way, man.
yeah, it's not like the NFL official Instagram account put as their status. The Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties. Heart face.
Yeah, no, there's no bias there. Next, you're gonna tell me that referees are gambling on games and stuff. That wouldn't happen. Then we had the Titans completely shit on the Bengals.
I told you guys when I picked this game, I was like, it's just gonna happen. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't think the
knew.
Bengals were this bad.
I knew.
just
I
like-
picked the Titans as well. I saw it coming. This was
Joe Burrow is hurt, and I think he is more hurt than we or anyone is giving him credit for, because we know he's not bad.
No,
Like-
he's good.
Yeah,
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so this is abnormal, and I have to imagine that there's just some injury that's like long term and annoying that's fucking with him.
yeah.
Well, we looked it up last week, right? It is his plant leg that's injured.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's the plant leg.
So
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't watched the games closely enough to see if it's like really. It doesn't seem like it's necessarily affecting his game so much, but maybe he can't push the ball as far downfield as he would like, or something.
Yeah,
but
it's got to be
yeah.
something like that.
I saw a really
'cause-
dumbass tweet that was like, Joe Burrow does not have an excuse, okay? Other quarterbacks play injured all the time and they do great. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, there's so
I
many
mean-
quarterbacks play terribly injured.
It depends on the injury. That's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
basically if it's an injury at any part of the right side of their body, if they're a right-handed QB, which is basically all of them except for like Lamar Jackson or no, Kyler Murray.
Kyler
right?
Murray, yeah,
And Tua.
and Tua, yeah.
And Tua, okay, yeah. Yeah, so like basically every other QB. So if it's an injury on any part of the right side of their body, it's pretty fucked. You know,
Yeah.
it's not good for them.
Yeah. No, I mean, even last year, Aaron Rodgers like hurt his thumb. He was playing with his hurt thumb the whole year.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
people are gonna forget that. To be fair, he was playing kind of ass before that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's something's going on, because that's not the. Did you see the Jamar Chase quote? However, where
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah.
he was literally asked like, "What are you gonna do? You got to get open." He's like, "I'm fucking open."
Oh
Like,
man.
oh, okay. So he's getting a little pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, that's weird too, because like, aren't they're close friends, right?
Yeah.
Burrow and Chase.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he's just frustrated, if anything. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're 1-3, and so it's. I still think they'll turn it around. Like, there's plenty of games, but it's definitely frustrating. But on the other side, this is what the Titans needed. They had Derrick Henry run for 122 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry threw a touchdown.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it was
Yep.
actually a jump pass. I
It's a
remember.
jump pass touchdown.
Yep.
And Tannehill went 18 of 25, 240, 1 TD, 1 pick. So, pretty all right. But yeah, they needed this one like really
The jump
bad.
pass was funny too.
It was.
They lined up, and then the Bengals freaked the fuck out and took a timeout because they were like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is this? What is happening?"
Yeah,
And then they just ran it anyway, and it
Yeah,
worked.
that was that's actually so embarrassing too, because they did it. They literally had the timeout to think about it, and the Titans were like, "Oh no, still, we'll do it," and then it totally succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah, and even just looking at the stats here, both teams got sacked 3 times. Bengals punted 5 times. Titans only punted twice. 10 more minutes for the Titans on the possession. And wow, third downs. Titans were 8 of 13. Bengals were 2 of 9. There you go.
Yeah,
That's a rough one. So yeah, I think the Titans just outplayed them, and the Bengals a little banged up. So we'll see what happens going forward. But that was a blowout. In fact, there's a lot of blowouts this week, honestly.
yeah,
The Buccaneers, another one, 26-9.
yeah.
Buccaneers,
Yeah.
man. Baker Mayfield.
I think Derek Carr got hurt in the game, right?
I mean, he
Yep.
was hurt last game, right?
He was hurt last
Mhm.
game, but then I think they took him out again, and Jameis came
Oh.
in, and his only pass was an interception.
Oh no!
Yep. So there you go. Classic.
great.
But Chris Godwin, 114 yards. Baker had 246 yards, 3 TDs, and a pick. I mean, he's looking like old Baker Mayfield now.
Well,
Yeah.
let's remember that he was fucking injured the whole
Yeah.
time.
No,
Like, Baker Mayfield sucks.
that doesn't impact anyone.
Yeah, and he had a
was
different
injured.
he had a different coach every season that he was with the Browns too. Important to note. So a new offense every year while he was there.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
I mean,
I had this in the back of my mind that the Bucks could randomly be good because Baker, like,
Yeah.
going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield is obviously a downgrade, but they got
Yeah.
rid of an offensive coordinator. I didn't make you do that. Sorry, I go crazy when I mention
Yeah.
anything close to that. And so, like, that's an upgrade. So I don't know
Yeah.
who they replaced them with, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is, this is probably the best receiving core that Baker Mayfield has ever thrown to.
oh yeah,
right?
100%.
I mean,
Hmm.
by far. Like it's still. I mean, Mike Evans did get injured, right? But
yeah.
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, Chris Godwin even is just a great number 2, and
Yeah.
they have a good defense. So
Yeah, that's the big thing. They have a good defense. So I mean, they held the Saints to 9. They held who was it? I guess they just lost to the Eagles, but they held the Bears, which
yeah,
whatever. But and then the week 1 they played. God, who did they play? The Vikings. No, they beat the Vikings 20-17. So I mean, and even holding the Vikings 17 is pretty solid. Because their offense is the thing they're good at.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Buccaneers, like, they're looking like they might actually be a pretty competent team when playoff time.
They might. I mean, they're probably going to win the division. I think.
Yeah.
At this point, right?
They actually look better
that's-
than they did last year.
Yeah, no, they
Tom
definitely
Brady.
do. Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. But yeah, now on the other side, the Saints they were supposed to be the team, and they're just kind of not looking great. I don't know.
mean, there is the, similar to the Burrow situation, Carr is injured. I don't know what exactly his injury is. Let me look it up.
It's a shoulder car.
It's a,
yeah,
that's
it's his
fucked,
AC
yeah.
joint. I mean, he
I-
still threw the ball 37 times in the game. It's not like he only played like 5 snaps or something, but he's doing it while injured. It's not his throwing shoulder, I don't think. I think it's his other
Is it
shoulder.
not? Hold on, I got.
Maybe it is. I actually, I can't remember. I literally
It's very
watched
hard.
it happen and I can't remember. But Saints, man, they're looking like the same Saints of old. Nothing like they play all right defense. They're just kind of boring. I don't know, unless maybe they'll get better as the season progresses. But so far,
I would love to see them use Taysom Hill more.
yeah,
Like,
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like he's like such a cheat code, but
yeah,
yeah,
I think he needs to be unlocked.
Yeah, it seems like, well, I don't know. He didn't do that hot this game, but I
He
mean,
didn't.
maybe it's the case of like you kind of just have to keep plugging with him, and then you know, eventually they'll break something off. I don't know.
I mean, the Buccaneers are also a good defense, and it's a divisional team that probably has seen them so many times that they kind of know.
And actually, the Bucks defense, I know that their D line is one of the best in the league.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's going to be tough to run against the great D line.
Yeah. So yeah. Then the Bills.
Oh yes,
the Bills.
Saw this coming too.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be a blowout.
No.
It didn't. At the beginning of the game, it really didn't seem like it was going to be at all. Like it seemed like it was going to be a total shootout.
And then the Dolphins just vanished.
Yeah, the Dolphins stopped scoring, and the Bills didn't stop at all. So,
I think the Bills were mad that people were just like, "Yeah, it looks like the Dolphins would be taking this division." They're just like, "Wait, hold on."
Yeah.
Josh Allen, 21 of 25, 320 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That is a wild line.
Yeah,
that's a good stat line. And Stephon Diggs had 3 of those touchdowns with 120 yards. Woo.
Yeah.
On the other side, Dolphins, Tua was 25, 35, 282, 1 TD, 1 pick. Not great. Devon Achane had 101 yards. And
it's Achane.
Achane.
That's right.
That's
they
right,
were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns. A pretty good game for him, actually. But, they shut down Tyreek Hill, 58 yards.
Of course, the one week that I played Tyreek Hill in fantasy, he gets shut down, and then my whole team dies.
Yep.
I mean, it's important to note that this team, the Dolphins, just dropped 70 last week.
Yes. 20 is still not horrible.
No, it's really not. Yeah. But I mean,
they
that's
just apparently have. Someone said they have like one of the worst defenses, which is true.
Seems like it. Yeah.
They also did drop 70 on the Denver Broncos, who are the Denver
also
Broncos.
have the worst defense.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
Yeah. But yeah, this is honestly, this is probably a playoff matchup, early playoff matchup. So this will be fun later in the year. We'll see.
It does. Yeah. I mean, it seems like at the very least,
it's not going to go like this again.
No,
probably not. Yeah. And at the very least, it seems like both these teams are probably making the playoffs, barring unforeseen injuries.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens, I will very likely pick the Dolphins next time they play, just because this is it's the definition of a split series. Like it's just going to happen.
Yeah, I can see that.
Then
speaking of the Broncos,
we had the game of the week, some might say. The Denver Broncos coming back down from 28-7 to win 31-28 because Bears.
It is crazy how this is now the second time we've looked at not like necessarily a tank bowl, but a game that we knew was going to end tragically for one of the teams. And in both of those cases, it came completely true.
Yeah.
It was Vikings Chargers, and now it's Denver versus Chicago. And what do you do if you're in like the stadium, like you're a Bears fan watching this game? Like, where do you go?
Yeah, this
in life.
Like, yeah, it's rough, man.
Oh, I mean, I got new rumor actually is that the Bears will release Chase Claypool.
Wow,
I told you.
There
ain't no way that anyone wants them.
Yep. So it's actually insane how bad the Bears are. Like they were supposed to, like they were like last year, we're on the rise, making some play. Like they were actually looking okay last year, and then they like just took 3 steps back. Yeah, I don't know. They like signed free agents and shit. They had DJ Moore. Like what happened?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like they're somehow worse.
Yeah. There has been some turmoil at their office, I would imagine. So that might be a factor.
Thing was weird and never got resolved. And it's still so strange to me that we haven't heard what happened. So I don't like that. I don't like any of that. But man, like I don't hate the Bears. I mean, Krender's the only one here who hates the Bears, but I feel like even now it must be getting like kind of sad.
It has hit sad territory. Like I was hoping to be like, hey, we shit on the Bears week 1, take that. All right, see you later. But now it's just like someone posted the meme. Oh, I gotta find the meme. It's a good one. I'm not even gonna describe it because it's gonna ruin the meme. Like I have previous times, right? Trying to describing the meme. But like, it's like some people are like, oh, they're just trying to tank is all, you know, that's why. And it's like, I don't think the players decided to just lose the game.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Fields scored he threw four touchdowns in this game.
He was playing a great game. There's a lot of Justin Fields hate, and I feel like he's in a very unique position where I feel like he's immune to criticism because you're on the Bears. You're on the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing should be taken at value here. It's the Bears.
Now, I mean, honestly, the Bears have always felt to me like the NFC's Jets.
They are very much,
Yeah, like, and I honestly, Justin Fields, I think he is not being given a proper opportunity to showcase his abilities or skills or develop
like
them.
The Steelers, the Bears, and the Jets are very much similar in that they are kind of stuck in their old ways. The game has evolved and left them behind, and they are refusing to adjust.
Yeah, that does tempt. I mean, I will say also in the Bears case, I think their best passer in their history was Sid Luckman, right? Before the Super Bowl era or something, right? So
no.
yeah, it's not great passing over there in Chicago either. So
here it's the that one's just Justin Fields on the bench at the end of the game.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, well, that was why some people like they're just trying to tank. It's like, dude, that guy was not trying to tank. He is like depressed at how they collapsed.
I mean, he did. He played really well.
It's the Dumb and Dumber.
Oh shit!
And there's like, oh shit. He's like actually dying. You're just like, I don't want to be like this.
Oh no! Yeah, that is like how it be.
Yeah,
it's just the worst part for the Bears is like now they play the Commanders on Thursday, and like in a couple weeks they play the Panthers on Thursday night.
Oh no!
So the weird part of that game is they own the Panthers' first round pick. So like it doesn't even matter who wins or lose. So it's gonna be like an actual battle of like the teams just trying to win. It doesn't matter.
Oh wow! Yeah, wait. So you know what? Bears tank away. You're gonna get the first and second pick of the draft potentially.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's kind of the fun meme that's going around is everyone's like, they're going to get the first, second pick. They're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. and they're going to take Caleb Williams, whatever his name is.
I mean, that's what the Texans did this year. They were like, give us the best defensive player and give us one of the best quarterbacks.
But
Thank you.
the issue is that it's the Bears. And that's, as Mushin Muhammad said back years ago, it's where wide receivers go to die.
Yeah.
And it's also where quarterbacks go to die.
And also, can we be honest? Do you guys think Eberflus is making it out this season?
No.
No.
Is he making it out this week is a better question.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I
hired
don't...
a defensive coordinator who mysteriously vanished, which is still an insane fucking thing that happened.
Yeah.
And now you just... I don't know.
They were 0-2 when that happened too, by the way. So it wasn't even like it's been bad the whole time.
Look, as a bunch of franchises in this call all dealing with some shit right now, none of us have it as bad as the Bears currently.
Yeah, no,
that's
no.
That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Like at least
embarrassing.
Yeah,
it is embarrassing. At least we have like, coaching staffs. Like even if you don't like the Jets coaching staff, they're at least like competent, right? Like
careful, you're treading some dangerous water.
Arguable.
They're at least like not Matt Eberflus.
It seems like it's not as bad as that right there. Yeah,
Eberflus, literally the Bears posted their head coaching records through 21 games for their last coaches. Eberflus 3-18. Matt Nagy was 15-6 actually. John Fox 7-14. Mark Trestman was 10-11. Lovie Smith 7-14, and Dick Duran was 9-12. So this is the worst head coaching by a Bears coach in a real long ass time. In fact, someone said Eberflus is our Hugh Jackson.
I mean, honestly, I think they cursed. They were cursed by firing Lovie Smith. I will die on that hill. I think that he should not have been fired.
I agree. He should not have been fired. I mean, he was like, they were competing. Like, they were a competent team. They're relevant.
They fired him on a winning record.
Yeah. It was dumb.
I say this every week now. I feel like I'm fucking broken record, but coaching is just, it might be next to like a star quarterback, it's the second most important thing in the league. Like it's insane how much better a team is with a good coach than not. And it's ridiculous that so many organizations are still behind on that, and they're still like, we can just get Uncle Jim's buddy from down the road, you know, like they went to high school together. He's a good guy. He's good. Look, it's a coaching job. It's not a big deal. Like that, this shit has to stop. It has to stop.
Like,
and
what if we got a coach that's like been fired 7 times already? We like bring him in, you know, that might be fun.
Or how about
we get times, but
another defensive coach? Let's get another defensive coach, guys. I love defensive coaches; they're great. And then doesn't the NFL love defense?
Oh, they love defense.
Yeah,
it's really fun defense. In fact, the funny part with Matt Eberflus is he was a defensive coach, but someone posted Matt Eberflus team pressure rates. So when he was on the Colts, they pressured the quarterback at 30th in the league, 23rd, 18th, and 31st. So like he wasn't even in the top half.
He wasn't even a good defensive coordinator.
No. And then now with the Bears, he's 31st and 30th. So, that's I don't know, man. It's rough. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Denver Broncos.
And Russell Wilson played well.
Yeah, 21 to 28, 223, three touchdowns. All he needed to do was go against the Bears. Who would have guessed?
Can I just say, like, even though this is a win for the Broncos, and it is genuinely impressive to have a comeback, but also it's kind of double-edged in that they had to make such a massive comeback against the fucking Bears. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of like all team. Like if they did this against even like just any other team, they'd be like, all right, you know, it's pretty cool. Or but like the Bears, dude, like everyone, the entire week, people are just like, man, you get to play the shittiest team in football. You better win. And then you're losing 28-7.
The Broncos are so lucky. That this game went the way. Like we would be having this exact conversation in reverse.
Yeah.
The Broncos still deserve to be humiliated for that performance. It was genuinely awful.
In fact, they got lucky too, because Fields like fumbled the football at the end, and they pick it up and score. And then there's the one play where the Bears could have kicked a field goal, and then Eberflus was like, "Nah, we don't need the field goal. Why would we do that? What, are we gonna lose by 3?" Like, it's just incompetent coaching. Like, I think Justin Fields is one of only 2 quarterbacks to ever throw for, what was it, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns and lose. And have an 80% completion rate. Know who the other one was?
Oh,
it won't be too surprising, honestly.
Jay Cutler for the memes?
Nope. It was Matt Ryan.
Oh, that poor man.
He did it with the Falcons and the Colts.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's cursed.
It is cursed. So, yeah, I think Justin Fields is actually just cursed, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as he's on the Bears, he doesn't have to be there for much longer, right? I mean,
no, well, this is his contract year. So, like, he's going to be gone. And they're going to take Caleb Williams, I would imagine.
Right.
And then I guess you just hope to start over again.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they even maybe they trade Fields by the deadline?
If it's going this terribly, I would trade Fields. I mean, if you know you're going to take, the only issue is like if you're that bad and then Caleb Williams is like, yeah, I think I'm going to stay in school for another year. Right? And then you're like, uh-oh. And then they're like, hey, we could be this bad next year. You just wait. We'll be waiting.
Oh yeah, didn't they say Caleb Williams might do that?
But
if the team that gets the pick is like the Bears, wasn't it the Bears?
I do want to say that we hear that every year, and it pretty much never happens. So like the last time that it went really sour was Eli, right?
Yeah.
And that was in what, 2005 or something.
Yeah, I feel like there was one other quarterback that had something like this happen, but I can't remember.
There was one guy a couple of years ago who was going to come out and then decided to stay in for another year. I remember that. But then it kind of fucked him over, too. I remember.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Yeah.
So it's just a disaster.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane, to be honest. But the Broncos got their win.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we had the Eagles Commanders, which, what a game. An actual good game.
It was actually, I mean, dude, this is what I mean. NFC East, man. NFC East.
Yeah, I almost picked the Commanders, and then I was like, oh, I wish I picked the Commanders for my meme pick, and then they lost. And I was like, well, I guess I'm glad I didn't pick them, but still.
Yeah.
Like the game went to overtime, man. Like this was crazy. Sam Howell, 29 of 41, 290 and a touchdown. Pretty good versus the Eagles.
Yeah, he ran well.
There was some referee fuckery in this game, but I don't know what it was. It was on Red Zone. It was like going back and forth. I didn't see it, but I think it was. I think the Eagles were like, the Commanders shouldn't have even had a chance. Like the refs fucked it or something. I don't know.
But AJ Brown, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, pretty good.
Yeah.
And Nicholas Morrow on the Eagles had 3 sacks this game, pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you know what? Anytime the Commanders are even in the game against a competent team, like that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't look bad, but they don't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, important to note, it is Sam Howell's first season, right?
Yeah. Right.
We actually have a lot of
quarterbacks. It's his second season, but he didn't really play much in his first season.
He's got like Jordan Love thing going, except he didn't sit behind the good quarterback.
Right, yeah.
But Taylor Heineke's not someone good to sit
Yeah.
So Carson Wentz, who the fuck was it? It was both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still feels good that the Commanders are like, they're still 2-2. It's not like they're bad. And they're 2-2, and one of the losses against a tough, one of the best teams in the NFC in a divisional game in overtime.
Yep.
Like, all right, I'll take that.
And if Sam Howell can put it together, they have one of the best receivers in the game, so that's pretty good too.
And next week you're playing the Bears. So in fact, in 2 days you're playing the Bears.
Yes, sirree.
Oh yeah, that's right. This was the game that had that the Brian Robinson touchdown where he bounces off like the entire line.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was wild.
Brian Robinson's actually awesome. I love Brian Robinson. He's great. I'm cheering for him ever since that he got the old shot in the leg thing, and then he came back.
Just America things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the Eagles are good. So here we go. Take it away.
Not you, Rob. Later, okay?
Oh, good.
It's my turn.
Oh, good.
Hold on, let me just really salt in the wound. Sources say Matt Canada will remain the offensive play caller versus the Ravens.
I saw. I quote tweeted it and I said what I. So I have so much I want to say, but I don't want to keep us here for like an hour. Like, so I'm gonna try to be more short with this and as reasonable as I can be. I'll start by saying there's always been like the Pittsburgh subreddit is vitriolic. It's very people will throw out a player or a coach just instantly the second they do anything bad. There are people who hate Najee. There are people who hate Kenny. They hate Trubisky. They hate Tomlin. They hate everyone hates Canada. People who hate just every single player, and so that's one thing. And there's also always been like the Tomlin haters versus the non-Tomlin haters,
Mm-hmm.
And there's always been that war going on. This week, that war ended, and it's all Tomlin haters.
Wow.
Everyone is basically saying, well, because here's the thing. Like, what's the best way I can explain this? Okay. Like, say you're the best baker ever. Like, you're so good at making pastries, right? And you're just a great baker.
Mm-hmm.
If you're poisoning the bran muffins, I don't think it matters how good of a baker you are. Right? Like, and Matt Canada is
Sweeney Todd begs to differ.
Matt Canada is football poison. Like, Tomlin hired him. Everyone assumes that Tomlin is either fighting for him or keeping him around or apologizing for him, whatever. And it's pissing people off. It's pissing people off a lot. And this is Tomlin's biggest weakness are his coordinators. Do you guys know what our coordinators under Tomlin were?
No,
Like first
no
one,
idea.
Bruce Arians, doesn't count, inherited from Bill Cowher. All right, also an actual good OC. And then after that, Todd Haley.
Ooh, yeah, that was horrible.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's the best one of this list.
Ooh.
Oh boy,
Randy. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Yep.
Fichtner. I don't know. I feel like I'll say a bad word
You
if I say it.
probably
yeah,
will.
that sounds bad. Yeah.
Like just who cares? And then Matt Canada. Like he has a problem of hiring just the worst coordinators.
Yeah. Well, he is. It's been a long time since Tomlin has been hired, but he is a defensive coach himself, right?
Yeah, mainly I think.
Yeah.
But it's look, people are ripping. I haven't even talked about the game yet, but people are ripping into Tomlin. If you go to the subreddit right now, not just the Pittsburgh, just the NFL subreddit, he had a disastrous press conference today, I think.
Oh no.
It was bad. Usually he does the Tomlin thing where he just says a bunch of bullshit and everyone's like, pass Tomlin. You know, he said a lot of like, so first thing, he was asked why the Steelers didn't run the football on 4th and 1. Did you guys see that? Just a horrible play. Like one of those plays so bad, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Right, 4th and 1, they line Kenny Pickett up in the shotgun. Shotgun on 4th and 1. Brother, you can pass on 4th and 1. But why would you ever not run play action or ever not line up under center? Like, for what reason do you need to line up shotgun for a 4th and 1?
Yeah.
Who would ever do that?
I mean, unless you're like the Chiefs, you know,
yeah. Well, I mean,
or the Dolphins or something.
Yeah, like insane. And Pickett gets injured on that play too, no less. But he's asked why they didn't run it. And he says we didn't run it because Dan Moore Jr. and Pat Freiermuth were unavailable. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Dan Moore is our worst offensive lineman, our worst one. All right, and we drafted Broderick Jones to replace him. And brother, you're saying that we didn't do it because the people we drafted aren't good enough? Our tight end that we drafted, Darnell Washington, was marketed as the best blocking tight end in a very long time. And you're not like, what do you mean? What does that mean? And it's such a bad thing to say. You're basically saying, oh, those players we drafted actually suck. We're not going to use them. Sorry. Like, that's a horrible response. Also, by the way, he's getting ripped in pieces for saying yesterday, or it was on Sunday after the post-game conference, he said, yeah, things are going to change this week. Everyone was like, whoa, they're going to do it. And he was asked again what he meant by that today. And he said, oh, we're going to do padded practice. Oh, okay, then. Yeah, got me. I didn't expect that to be the big change to fix all of our problems. No, it's pure chaos right now. Everyone is like in full blown. Not only the season is over, but like this team is over until something changes. And people are going up to like the owner now too. Like the Rooneys were untouchable for the longest time, right? Like the Rooneys are some of the most respected owners in football. But Art Rooney passed away like a decade ago, I think, or it was like 7. I don't know how long ago it was. And Dan Rooney took over, and now people are like, he's not as good. Like he's bad, and now he needs to be removed too. And it's going all the way to the top, and I get why. Like this is a team full of talented players. You know, Kenny Pickett's full strength is still up in the air. We don't really know yet. He's just now played 17 games. Like I think this was his 7th. So this is like his first full season of games, including last year. He's still like a rookie, right? Like, the people are, I still think too hard on him, even though he might be bad. I'm not going to say that he's good, but like, he's clearly not the source of the issues. Clearly. Yeah. Like, and it's tiring. I told my chat that I'm not going to be a Steelers fan until Matt Canada's fired. It's like, it's not like, why would you want to get up and watch your team play when you know that's what's waiting for you?
What are you,
someone?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's frustrating because it can't get any worse, which means firing him is the answer. And everyone knows it. Even the pundits and like people who like don't normally say this kind of stuff are saying this kind of stuff. Like everybody knows he needs to be fired, like yesterday, and every week it's no, we're no changes. We're sticking with what we have, no changes. It's like, well, if you're not going to change, then these scores aren't going to change, and you're going to lose 30-6 every fucking game. Like that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
That's my fucking rant. All right. I can't. It's depressing. It's just sad.
Having a shitty offense is, it's just no fun. It's just no fun at all.
It's just the problem is so plainly obvious. It's like someone's got a fucking knife in their stomach and everyone's like, what's wrong? He's screaming. I don't understand. What do we do? Does anyone know? Like, it's so stupid. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the Steelers lost 30-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. CJ Stroud looked good though.
He did.
Our defense played. We're supposed to have a good defense. What? I don't care how good CJ Stroud is. He's a rookie. A rookie should not score 30 points on a good defense. That does not mean it's a good defense. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, as a fan of a team that has had a great defense for several of the years that I've watched them, but a horrible offense every single year that I've watched them. When your offense is playing shitty, the defense, it does hurt them quite a bit.
Yeah, because they're just always out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that being said, the Texans scored, I think, on their first drive and went marched right down the field. So I don't know if it's that. I don't know. There's some coaching problems.
Yeah.
Plural.
CJ Stroud went 16 of 30 for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary threw a touchdown.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. Damian Pierce ran for 81 yards. Nico Collins had 168 of those receiving yards with 2 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz had a touchdown. And
there's a stat that's real bad for the defense too, which is like every week, like one receiver has posted like 150 plus yards and like 2 touchdowns in every game. Like, same thing. We drafted Joey Porter Jr. He's looked good, but we still keep playing Levi fucking Wallace, who is just so bad. Like, we drafted replacements for these bad players, and we are forced to watch these bad players every week continue to play while our draft picks are sitting on the bench.
Oh, I didn't even know he's not even playing.
No, he's on the bench. Like he comes in for some plays, but Levi Wallace is the starter. He's a backup.
It's like our first round pick who is also riding the bench. Because we have
it's insane.
12 defensive linemen already.
Oh, yeah. That is
drafted
true.
Another one. Didn't need offense. Yeah,
you don't need offense. It's offensive line.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Come on.
I think all 4 of our picks, like the 4 first picks we had, are all riding the bench. I'm pretty sure.
God. Well, speaking of sadness, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
And,
I did not watch this game. Didn't the Chargers attempt to throw yet again?
Oh, they sure did.
Yeah, I heard that.
They were charging it for sure.
It was a classic Charger. Oh boy, I think they might actually lose. And then I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's the Raiders with Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. Who played pretty well considering he wasn't
Who the fuck is that?
He wasn't supposed to play really this year, right? But
no. They went
was
1
he
of
like
11.
a rookie?
I believe so.
Don't know.
Yeah, I do not know who that is. I'm just surprised.
He was
Fourth rounder.
Oh, 4th rounder. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was a rookie. But here's the thing. He got sacked 7 times, and 6 of those sacks were Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
This man got hit by Khalil Mack 6 times.
That
is wild.
That's rough.
Yeah. That was so really just this was the Chargers defense actually doing pretty well because Herbert actually got hurt as well. I don't know if you saw. He
broke a finger, right?
Yeah, he broke a finger, but it's on his non-throwing hand.
Yeah. Okay, that's
he's
good.
fine.
Then.
Yeah, so he'll be fine.
Oh, by the way, that was the thing too. It was the Chargers subreddit. So I remember I was looking into the Chargers subreddit one of the weeks because they had an embarrassing loss, and I like Schadenfreude. Oh, and But they were talking about like trading Khalil Mack because he hasn't been doing shit, and then he gets 6 sacks in this game.
Yep.
And because I just confirmed, because he has only 6 sacks on the season, so he didn't do anything the rest of the year, but 6 in this game.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, the dude literally tied Josh Allen and TJ Watt for most sacks in the league in one game. Just took him one game. That's insane.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah. So, yep. Chargers, Raiders, everybody. Thank God, dude. We play the Raiders next week, Monday night. Thank God.
Is Jimmy G coming back?
I don't even care. It doesn't matter. The only person I'm worried about on the Raiders is like Devontae Adams and maybe Max Crosby. But even then, I don't think Max Crosby scares me as much as like Aiden Hutchinson or something. So I'm all right. I'm fine. We need a Raider game, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Speaking of football, we had the 49ers beat the Cardinals. It was actually a close game for a bit.
Yeah, dude. Actually, Josh Dobbs, man. He's looking pretty good.
He is. In fact, 28 of 41, 265, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. And
he's been putting together a good year.
Yeah, he even did like okay when he played with the Titans last year in the playoff game. Like, he seems like he reminds me of the Jacoby Brissett style of quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not bad. That's pretty solid. I feel like he's just a solid, like top tier backup. But I mean, even then, he's doing well as a starter. So maybe, I don't know.
And he wasn't expecting to start this year either, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
No.
It's interesting. Teams that put some money towards a competent backup. I mean, it's a weird idea. I can't imagine.
No, you don't need that.
Think to do that.
You want Mason Rudolph? We'll trade you Mason Rudolph.
I don't think the Steelers even feel that he's a competent backup.
Brock Purdy, 20 of 21. He missed one pass.
Every time I see Brock Purdy's stat line, he's only throwing like 20 or less passes a game or some shit. He doesn't have to throw more.
No.
They're his own run. Dude, Christian McCaffrey. Actually, we should talk about this because Christian McCaffrey had fucking 4 total touchdowns on the day.
Yep.
And actually, if they had kept running him, because they kind of cycled him out a bit in the second half, if he had one more touchdown, he would have tied the franchise record for most in a single game by a running back.
Yeah,
and he definitely could have if they
100%.
wanted to. They could have absolutely gotten him another. They probably could have got him another 2 or 3.
Yeah, can you imagine if the Panthers just kept Christian McCaffrey? That probably would have been a good idea.
Would have been helpful, I think, with their rookie QB.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah, they probably should have done that.
Yeah.
And instead of made San Francisco like a god offense, that would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, I have Christian McCaffrey, and he was my first pick in fantasy. He got 48.7 points in fantasy.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good.
I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 49ers, I would say, are the best team in the NFC currently. Without a doubt.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's a question, right? I mean, who...
I think the only question is that I think they've played 4 bad teams.
That's true, yeah.
That's probably true, yeah. I haven't looked.
I mean, I think the best team they've played is the Rams.
Yeah.
They've played the Steelers, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Rams.
Yeah, that's true. They haven't really.
Well, I mean, the Rams, yeah.
They play the Cowboys this week, so they'll get a real test. Although I think the Cowboys are overrated, so
it's a genuine rivalry, though. Even though it's one of those extra divisional rivalries, which are very rare these days.
That's true. It's because it's like they've met in the playoffs numerous times throughout the years.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Who are some other ones? There's like, I know Packers Seahawks. That was always our rivalry.
Yeah,
from numerous playoff things.
Used to be Colts Patriots.
Colts Patriots. In fact, wasn't like Steelers.
It was like everyone Patriots.
Everyone Patriots.
Yeah.
Well, Steelers Patriots did have a minor one though. Yeah. During the Tom Brady era.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But the Colts Patriots one is actually because the Colts used to be in the division.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
And also it was Manning Brady.
Yeah, it was Manning Brady too.
Yeah, exactly.
speaking of Patriots, they got shit on by the Cowboys.
How many times do I gotta tell you guys? The Patriots are not good.
Did I pick him? I don't think did. I pick him? I don't remember.
No, I think all of us picked
we all picked the Cowboys,
except the assistant coach. I think picked.
Yeah, he picked the Patriots.
They're bad. They're bad. Mac Jones got benched again. He got benched again.
Yeah.
They're not good. They won't be good until they have a different quarterback, and I'll stand by that.
I'm going to be honest. I think that they're not going to be good again until Bill cedes GM responsibilities to someone else.
I do think that the Belichick era is coming to an end. He's obviously one of the greatest coaches of all time, but he do be getting old.
Yeah. Well, he's getting old, and the thing is, Tom Brady used to cover for some of his deficiencies, which is like he's not a great drafter. Right, he's not necessarily that inventive on offense. Like he's great at special teams and defense, but you know, again, Tom Brady and Tom Brady being able to throw to like fucking anybody, Joey, that you picked up from across the street at the gas station, you know, like that helped. But he's not, you know, and that's coming to a head now. And I think delegating some GM responsibilities would be beneficial. To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I just searched Bill Belichick's name, and there's many. I mean, it's the news media, so it could all just, you know. But people are saying that he should be on the hot seat, like, which is wild to say for Bill Belichick. But I don't think it's like necessarily like entirely his fault or even his fault at all. It's just I think you can only. I think there should be like a term limit on being a head coach. I just think eventually. You get out aged, like
I mean, I think he has earned staying on as long as he feels like with the Patriots,
no,
right?
I actually agree with that. I just think that I do think that it's getting to be time for him to go. It sounds like he needs to die. I don't mean it that way.
We're gonna take him up on to the shed, not back.
I mean, he's like as old as Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll's doing all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know. I think it really is. He's not an offensive guy. And now it seems like, because like, even if you look back at some of those teams, like a lot of times their defense was just so good. Like they would win games like 14-10, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. And remember the Brady era for a long time, he was throwing to really like nobody. Yeah. Like they didn't have like they had Randy Moss for 2 years or something. Yeah. And that was like when Brady put huge volume stats because he finally had a good receiver. You know?
Yeah. They'd throw to like Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Like just dudes like that. Like they would just make good receivers out of nobody. Like what was that one? He went to Miami. Oh my God.
Eric Decker.
No, it wasn't Eric Decker. It was that prototype of like
Julian
Edelman.
Yeah, there's Edelman. Yeah. There's Wes Welker. That's what I was thinking of.
Wes Welker. Yeah. Well,
the Patriots did have a lot of those types.
Yeah.
Like essentially just like slot receiver white guy.
Yeah. They're like, oh, is there only one white receiver coming out in the draft? We're getting him.
And they just rotate him in and out. It's like, all right, we need a new one. Yeah, Wes Welker, bring him up. Yeah, Eric Decker. There we go. But yeah, it's clear that something's wrong with that offense. I mean, they have Ezekiel Elliott running for 2.7 yards a carry.
Yeah.
They got Juju catching one pass.
Well, I see. This is the thing. Is for me. I feel like I hate the Patriots so much that they're almost like my second team, if that makes sense. You know, like I've paid so much attention to their history. And again, I honestly think it's a bit of a drafting problem because the way that when Tom Brady left, the way that it looked to me that Bill was taking this team was as if they needed to reload rather than they should have just tore it down and rebuilt. Yeah. You know? Like, and I think that's the issue is he's still playing like he's still drafting like he has Tom Brady, you know, like picking up role player guys, you know, in each round and stuff. Like you need to like go for home runs at this point, right? Because your team is bad and you don't have Tom Brady to cover the deficiencies anymore, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He really has been one of the worst drafting, I guess, quote, managers.
Yeah.
Because you look, it's just like you look at like some of their starters. Yeah, it's just like, why is Ezekiel Elliott even playing. Like the dude's washed. Like it feels like they're taking a bunch of these like old veteran guys that used to be good, and they're just like, see, they might still got something left in the tank, and turns out they don't.
Yeah,
they do not.
Yeah, well, and again that kind of thing totally worked. Like it's like what the Chiefs are doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not able to get the high profile guys because their cap room is too tight because they have, you know, a bunch of star players anyway.
Yeah.
And so instead they'll take flyers on guys like, you know, maybe an aging veteran or something, or maybe, you know, stuff like that, because they need to reload. They can't rebuild because you're not going to tear down Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, right? So but yeah, they needed a full blow up, and they didn't go that direction. The Patriots, you know, and in fairness, he did make the playoffs the first year that Tom was away, right? So, you know, I don't know.
I mean, I think they still had like a competent team at that point, but after that,
I mean, and the Patriots defense is, I mean, I know, granted, they gave up 38 in this one, but but the Patriots defense is usually pretty good, and it's probably still pretty good this year. Like once the sample size increases and all the other stats even out.
Yeah. So I mean, if you look at the stats, it doesn't even look like the Cowboys did that much. I think the Patriots looks like they turned the ball over 3 times, and I think the Cowboys just capitalized on that. You know, they just won every quarter. And that's,
man. That was his that was, I actually just see this stat here. That was his largest 35-point loss, was the largest loss in his 29-year head coaching career.
Wow.
He has never lost that bad.
That is actually kind of insane.
Yeah,
I didn't know
crazy.
Well. Oh well.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway.
Then we had the Chiefs. The Taylor Swifts against the New York Jets.
Yep. Yeah, we did. Well, actually, no. Hold on.
More to say about this game than I did the Steelers game.
And you know what? That's not actually right. That wasn't the correct introduction, because this was the New York Jets versus Taylor Swift and the NFL Reffing Association. Is who this game was played against.
It's another one of those obnoxious ref endings too, where like, even if the refs didn't do that, the Chiefs might have still won.
Yeah, exactly.
It's this. I said this in our chat. It's the same as the fucking Super Bowl, where it just ended the game. Like it just didn't. Like we had like Zach Wilson might get one more shot, and then even Mahomes might get a shot after him. Actually, if it had, depending on how it goes.
Yeah, there was still like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then they were just like, nah, the game's over.
Yep.
I think what I hate about it is like, that's something you can call early in the game and be like, okay, whatever. But when it's like you're the end of the game and you start calling like ticky tack shit, like, come on, just let them play. Unless it's like super blatant or something.
So we'll
super blatant. You mean like the holding?
We'll get to that in a second. I do want to talk about the game a little bit before that, because this was Zach Wilson's best game in the NFL by far. Not even close. I don't think he's ever played a game.
245 and dude, like not that great.
Well, I mean, honestly, the stat line doesn't look like incredible, but I mean, the 28 of 39 is pretty fucking good for Zach Wilson. That's pretty good.
And I'm gonna let you, but I have a dark undertone to this part of the conversation that I think you already know what I'll say. But Zach Wilson, I think is still really bad.
Yes, that's probably
really, really bad. Like, he had a drive and a half that was like that one drive was insane. It was so good. He looked like fucking Tom Brady prime, just beautiful shit. But that was one drive. He still had some real bad throws that game, just bad decisions. Like, it was still, I think, a bad Zach Wilson game outside of that drive and a half where he looked good.
Yeah.
So here's what I will say, okay, is that the offensive game plan, first of all, the offense still did a bunch of things, even though this was the best that I've seen the Jets offense in a long time. There were still a number of head-scratching plays. Like, for instance, the couple of times that we ran jet sweeps, we don't run any pre-snap motion. So what do you think the defense is going to imagine when they see the person running across the field the one time that we do it in the game? They're gonna fucking go tackle the guy. It's just, I mean, stuff like that is just, mind-boggling.
The field goal decision, that shit. I could talk about that forever. Much was wrong with that.
And here's another thing. This is goes back to why I hate having a defensive head coach, because I actually really like the offensive game plan in this game, in that they let Zach air it out, because the problem that has largely plagued Zach's career is he's bad. Obviously, he's bad. And then the coaches don't trust him at all. So they call the most conservative game plan possible. And he is a gunslinger. So basically, you kind of just have to let him Jameis Winston it. That's the only way he's going to learn. It's really the only way. Otherwise, it's just fucking boring, and he can't do the dink and dunk shit that they want him to do. So him just blasting it out on the field was totally working in this game.
You're right. But I want to go back. I'm not done with that field goal, because
that's what I was about to get to, is that the problem is, while that's great and I like seeing that in their offensive game plan, every fucking time we're at, mid, like, the game started down 17-0 in the first fucking quarter. We got to 4th and 1 past midfield like twice in that second quarter. What do we do? Punt it. I mean, guys, you're down 17. What are you doing? What? I mean, and amazingly, they did manage to come back, but seriously, it's that kind of fucking cowardice that I hate, and that's what I hate about having a fucking defensive-minded head coach. Compare that to like Dan Campbell, who's running. It's like 4th and 15, and he's like, yeah, we're going
his own 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Calls a fucking fake punt, like just a psycho shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's not only is it more exciting to watch, but it's kind of just necessary in the modern NFL, especially against the Chiefs.
Yeah, he knew what game he was in. Dan Campbell, he knew what he had to do.
No, exactly. Like, that's the thing, is that you're playing the Chiefs. You got to go all out. You can't just do this cowardly bullshit where you're punting or kicking these field goals, these cowardly field goals, especially when the offense, it seems to be working today.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. It was that they have this great drive, and you're right, it's 4th and 1, but the offense was clicking. The run game was going well. You got Breece Hall. Like, you're telling me you're scared of a 4th and 1? Like, you shouldn't be playing the game if you're scared of a 4th and 1 past midfield, because so what you're saying by kicking the field goal is you're going, I don't trust my offense to get 1 yard. And I don't want to give the ball to Pat Mahomes at this field position. But you're kicking a 55+ yard field goal. That's a fucking easily missable field goal, and he missed it. So you give the ball to Mahomes anyway. At that exact point. Like, it's such a bad decision. It boggles the fucking mind.
You probably got even worse field position, because at worst you might have got a couple of yards if you actually went for it or something, or might have been in a different, it's just and this is the defensive fucking head coaches, right? Is that they say, oh, okay, well, the offense didn't fully succeed immediately in 3 downs, so let's get to our defense, because our defense is a star defense. You know what? Just fuck off, man. You got to play the game. You got to play the situation in the game. And it's just this cowardly bullshit that is, seriously, since we have not been to the playoffs, this is what it's been like, is this cowardly fucking bullshit. The only minor respite was when sometimes they let Sam Darnold air it out.
But then he was seeing ghosts.
Yeah, right. Yeah. but yeah, and it's this is what's happening here with like, it seems like at least Hackett is calling a better game for Zach Wilson, being like, all right, look, fuck it, it's all over. Might as well call an aggressive game. And he did, and it did well. But when it came down to Salah's decision of, do we go for it or not, then Salah was always like, nah, fuck it, nah. And it's mind-boggling. So that's part of the, and I'll be honest, I think that is part of the reason that we fucking lost, is all because it wasn't just one time. It wasn't just that field goal that was missed. It was like multiple 4th and 1s, 4th and shorts that we just were like, nah, we don't want to deal with it, which is just bullshit. But Anyway, now we'll get to the actually juicy part of the fucking game, where the Jets, it's 20-20. No, it's 20-23.
Right.
There's about 3 minutes left. It is 3rd and long, and I mean, I swear, I posted it in our football chat.
Oh,
and
I've seen it a million times. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, I would recommend even just watching it again just for right now to be re-angered because I'm very angry. Yeah. So it's 3rd and long, and then this fucking guy on the Chiefs offensive line does maybe the most blatant hold that I have ever seen in the NFL.
So long. Like normally you see a hold, they like either tackle the guy or they kind of pull on him and then let him go. Like, oh, I didn't hold. He just was like, nah, man, I'm just gonna hold on and not let go. Like,
it was so long that straight up our defender was tapping the guy on the helmet to try to get the ref's attention, being like, can you at least flag me for hitting him in the head? Like, are you gonna look at this? And like, if you look at the video of it, you can see he just grabs the jersey and lifts up and just walks him out onto the side. And what do you know? That opens up a huge running lane for Pat Mahomes, who gets the first down. Great.
Dude, imagine having a holding call, especially in a scenario like the Super Bowl where you overthrow the pass or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was seriously the most bullshit thing, and that's just the non-call, right? So that's fine, whatever. We expect those as a Jets fan, right? Because here's the thing about being a fan of a shitty team: you find out that refs fucking hate you, and if you're playing a good team, the good team has to win. This happens a lot, by the way. Yep. I'm glad this was on primetime so that people could see it.
Not good team necessarily. Star marketable quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Now
exactly.
I will say, as somebody who had a star marketable quarterback that is currently on Rob's team,
Yep.
We did get some calls throughout the year, and it's honestly, it sucks because you don't want that to happen when you're wide. Like, you want it to be a fair game.
I keep telling Chiefs fans this. I'm like, you don't want this. Your team is good already. You don't need this to win. You probably would have won the game anyway.
Yeah.
It was still 3 minutes, right? Like there was still a bunch of, like you were saying, it could have gone back to Zach Wilson and then gone back to Mahomes.
Yeah. Or Zach Wilson just wouldn't have made it. Like
right. That's possible too.
Or some shit. Like,
so
exactly.
It's clear they do some of that because you do see it, but like it's you don't want it. You just want your team to win normally and be like, cool, we won. You don't want everyone to just be like, here they go again.
Although don't ask any of the people on the Chiefs social media about it, because oh boy, they are fucking. It is amazing, actually. There's like 31 teams fans are like, yeah, that was bullshit, and then one team is like, everyone else is fucking stupid. That was obvious.
They're like, all wrong.
Guys, we're not like Raiders fans. We're not Chargers fans.
I don't give a shit about the Chiefs. Like,
we are three completely unrelated teams to the Chiefs that have like no like. It's just.
I don't even care about the Jets.
So that was just, we only went through the non-call because. Then what happens is the next play, I think, I'm pretty sure it was just the very next play.
No, it was after, because I think they got to 3rd down again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Mahomes airs it out deep down the field into double coverage, and what happens is he throws a wide open pick, right?
It was a bad throw. It was a really bad throw.
Just sits under it.
Mahomes was not good
it.
This game. Mahomes played like shit.
He played very poorly. Yeah. But and also again, credit to the Jets defense, because our defense is good, and that's we made him play like that. Yeah. So wide open pick, and then you can watch it on the replay. You can literally watch it on the replay. The ref standing right there decides to, after he sees the pick, throw a flag on another player that he supposedly saw holding 5 seconds fucking earlier. But he only throws the flag after he sees the obvious pick. That's when he throws the flag. And by the way, even if you look at the slow motion of the hand fighting, which happens on literally every fucking play, it was not at all holding. So the refs decided that the Jets could not win this game against the Chiefs and embarrass Taylor Swift, who was in the building. I mean, did you see how dejected she looked when
She
the
was
Jets
very
were coming
sad,
back?
yes.
They kept cutting back to her, and she was sad. Do you know how sad the Swifties were? I mean, you couldn't allow this. So the NFL had to they called in a
just
favor.
like,
Hey, can you throw that flag? Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, seriously.
And then they just come back like,
You better throw that fucking flag, or I'm gonna have you dead by this fucking week.
Well, think about it. Like we have always held the opinion that what we just said, that the refs in general, the NFL in general, favors the star quarterback. I mean, just watching this game, there's like 6 different commercials with Mahomes and Kelsey in them. Like, it's honestly like I'm so sick of seeing them outside of the game.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing against Mahomes. I do think Kelsey's an asshole, but I really don't care about Mahomes. I don't begrudge him. He's a great.
I like Mahomes. I even like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Actually, I like watching the Chiefs.
Well,
they're not next.
Let's
I
not get
don't
ahead
get
of ourselves.
Yeah.
No, I do actually like Mahomes. But like clearly, like we've all held that belief, but now there is a tangible benefit to the NFL to make sure the Chiefs win, regardless of whether or not you think they're doing it.
Yeah.
This was one of the most viewed regular season games of like the past.
Since
I don't
the
even know
Super
how
Bowl,
many.
I think.
Since the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so the NFL is looking at this and they want to corner this market. This is a huge lucky break for them.
Yeah,
you
to
can
get Taylor Swift,
you can say they're not doing it. You cannot say that it does not directly benefit them to make sure the Chiefs look good. I don't even say they win, but that they, win.
Dude, I literally opened up Google and typed in Swifties just to see what would happen. And the number one is from the New York Times, and it says Swifties watch their hero and learn to love the NFL.
Yep. Oh, dude, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, like they are getting a bunch of positive press out of
And
Taylor
money.
Swift banging Kelsey. Yeah,
Yep.
huge amounts of money.
400% more
overnight,
jersey sales or
400%.
something.
Overnight.
I just want to reiterate this point because it's something to think about. I know there are Chiefs fans who want to fucking shoot me in the face because I'm just as sick as you are listening to having this conversation. The refs are bad in all games, but there is a huge marketable benefit to make sure this happens this way. There just is.
Yeah.
No, and look, I'll again, as a fan of a shitty team, and I've been a fan of a shitty team for a long time.
Yeah.
I've seen this firsthand. When it's our team versus a good marketable team, and guess what? We had Tom Brady in the division for fucking 20 years. What do you know? All the calls go in their direction. That's just kind of how it goes, and that's how it's been for a long time. And the NFL is incentivized to do this. Actually, moreover, they actually had a Supreme Court fight over this years ago, and the Supreme Court ruled that the NFL has no obligation whatsoever to put on a competitive sports match. They instead are an entertainment company, and as such, you are supposed to expect an entertainment product, not a competitive sports match, which gives them kind of the legalese, legal weasel word bullshit ways to kind of get out of a lawsuit if they ever get caught fixing a game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
and
on top of that, keep in mind, if the Jets won this, with all, like half of the owners in the league, probably all of them at this point, are invested in these huge betting companies.
Yeah.
And you know how much fucking money they would have had to pay out if the Jets won this game? if they beat the spread? And you know how much fucking money? What were the odds on for the Jets? Like 100-1 probably? Like I can't imagine.
I don't know what it means, but it was minus 8.5 Chiefs. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I still don't.
I'm not a Vegas
I don't know what
person.
that means. Yeah, I don't bet. So
it's pretty high, but it's
explain.
not. Yeah, no. I mean, that's there. Here's the thing. Since getting gambling back into the league too, you got to understand. Even if you think everyone is a paragon of virtue and all this other stuff, right? And everyone in the league is totally infallible and good. The incentives are all aligned. All of them align for this. The owners are invested in these gambling companies, right? There are now billions of legal dollars on the table trading hands every fucking week.
Yep.
You don't think there's even because you don't even need a lot of people. You don't even need a lot of plays. You just need one guy to throw a flag at the right time. That's all you need. And that's how they've been caught before, right? Like not in the NFL, but the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the what is it? The second World Series or the third World Series was fixed by the Italian mafia. It's not like this is like a you know
Yeah,
a
some
wild
conspiracy,
outside.
crazy
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah,
Like
it's pretty easy to get some. You just need one guy, one
They literally
guy at a
had
critical moment.
the NBA, the Western Conference Finals, the Kings Lakers. They fixed it
Yeah.
so that the Lakers went. Like the Kings should have went. They called some like bullshit foul. Like Kobe Bryant, they got poked in the eye. Like nobody touched him. And they're just like, "What are you talking about?" And they're
Yeah,
just like,
and-
"Can't review it."
It's
Nope.
yeah, no, it's literally like we ask every year why the rules aren't more specific, why there aren't
Yeah.
better camera angles for half of these fucking plays.
There's no
where it would
excuse
be-
for that. There's no
There is
excuse
no
for that.
excuse, and it's just the more ambiguity, the easier it becomes to do this, and
Yeah.
and so
And the better it is for betting too.
Yep.
If there's more judgment calls, that's way better for betting.
Dude, the fact that you can put a chip in the ball, like this is going at a 3/4 80-degree slight perigreal angle. You know,
That's
we
the thing
invented
that-
new algebraic expressions to show the speed of the ball. But
Yeah.
get the chains for this one. We don't know.
yeah,
Dude, no, that's the thing that is actually so frustrating about it too, is that it's not like the NFL doesn't have the tech. They
No.
Yeah.
literally, all of the players have sensors in their helmets, in their pads. There are sensors on the football. They're getting live data. They could do this. I mean, shit, for fucking however long the NFL's been around, 60 years, they could have put a camera on the line of the end zone.
Still no goal.
You could have just put that there. It's
Wasn't
like
it
you got
crazy
a line.
because there's cameras there sometimes, but even
Yeah.
when they're there, they're very slightly like askew. They're not perfectly down the line.
Yeah.
It's like what? Or there's only like one on one side. Like what is happening? Like that's the
70
easiest
years.
thing.
No one thought to put a camera on the ground on the line.
And
Like
they'll
no one
have,
thought
like,
of this.
And sometimes it'll be so bad they'll be like, "Oh, you just can't see. Like, there's just so many
Right.
guys."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because we're looking like we're a fucking hawk in the sky here. Like, where's the close-ups?
There really is honestly no excuse for that too, because if you look at the NFL sideline every game, there are hundreds of people on the sideline. It's actually an injury concern and has
Yeah.
led to issues. But there are hundreds of people on the sideline, and like 70% of them have a fucking camera already. Just kick out like 20 of them, and then you put real NFL cameras there with live
But
feeds.
then we
You know
don't
what I
get
mean?
our fucking like player trading card pictures,
Right,
Rob,
yeah.
But
or-
even the thing I always thought was like you have sensors all over, right? And you have like all the pylon cam or whatever shit. Like you could
Yeah.
literally just have a sensor so that when the ball
Of course.
crosses the goal line, it like goes beep beep beep, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess he made it in because the sensor went off. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
it wouldn't be 100% accurate, but you're still like, oh, check the camera. Did the sensor go up? Like you could do multiple things to be like,
Well,
oh
and
yeah,
the players again, the players have sensors on them too, so you can even you can even do it that way. You can even have you can put a goddamn laser in the fucking
Yeah.
end zone and track it that way, man. Like it's not like the NFL doesn't have the technology. They have it. They're using it. They're just not using it to make the game less subjective.
yeah.
And then you got to ask, why is that?
Hmm.
Well,
I
you
think they
know.
just don't want to.
Right, yeah,
I think it's naive to think that an organization that constantly tries to cover up awful,
Yeah.
heinous shit to make their
Yeah.
players look better and has just had a history of just being genuinely terrible,
Yeah.
like wouldn't do this.
It's
Like,
actually the thing that
it's-
pisses me off when I watch basketball because I like watching basketball, and then they'll always be like, "Oh, that's LeBron James. He got fouled. He earns those calls because he's LeBron James." Like that's dumb as shit.
Yeah,
If
that
they
yeah.
foul him, it's a foul. Like, and they're just like,
Yeah.
"No, you gotta earn those foul calls." Like it's so stupid.
That's honestly
Yeah.
why I don't like basketball is because of the end of the game. The end
Yep.
of games is just so
Yeah.
boring with the intentional fouling.
Yeah,
I just hate that.
That's my least favorite part. But
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's honestly, moral of the story is referees ruin everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And they fuck the Jets, which is fun. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, one other point of news is Aaron Rodgers was at the game.
Yep.
Firstly,
He said he was going to come back and play.
He
Yep.
said that after the bye, which is week 6, or week 8 or something, that he wants to come back by then. Now,
That's insane and
that
not
would
going
be-
to happen.
it would be completely unprecedented by
Dude's
this
on
point, right?
crutches, dude. Like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I mean, here's the I will say they use the new technique for him. It's the guy that has been doing this specific surgery for professional athletes for a while, and he's the most recent one. So I don't know. Maybe the new technique
dude,
has
I
that
think
ability.
that'd be sick. I just
Yeah.
like we watched a man's foot explode on national
Yep.
television. I just
Yeah.
don't think that you come
So,
back from that.
I would say here's the thing. I'll say it's unprecedented for someone to come back that early from a burst Achilles like that, right?
Yeah.
However, it is not unprecedented for an injury that was previously either season-ending or career-ending, or even a long time out from being drastically shrank by new techniques and procedures. I've seen that a couple of times in the NFL, right? Like, remember, like the torn labrum, right? That injury. That one, that's the one that killed Chad Pennington. But now
Oh,
they
yeah.
fixed those.
he's dead.
Yeah,
he's
right.
dead.
Yeah.
He died.
He's dead now. but yeah, no, they fixed those now. They can come back in the year. So, you know, it's possible, and he would probably know more than anyone else, but I mean, other than his doctor, I guess. But
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know. Maybe that's realistic. Maybe it's not. We'll see. But I mean, if Aaron Rodgers comes back this year, I mean, I would be pretty.
That
pretty
would be
psyched.
actually insane.
Yeah.
Like an actual modern medicine miracle type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's off his boot or whatever, walking around on crutches. So
Yeah. I mean, and here's the other thing. It'll be nice to have him back in the building. It just
Yeah.
in general, I would love to have him on the sideline with a headset, being an
Yeah.
offensive coordinator kind of guy, right? Or at
Yeah.
least calling out to Zach what he's seeing on the field.
I think they also want that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they legit are just, that's what Salo's like gonna be like, hey, you know, just for the majority of these plays, just do what you want. Except for the one play we don't want you to run that we're gonna make you run that you're gonna get hurt on.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, I've got good news, by the way. Do you know who you play next week?
Right. Yes. Yeah, we are.
The
It is
Denver Broncos.
damn horses, which is actually sad because that'll be a very embarrassing loss when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The definition of a trap game.
Speaking of
Yeah.
embarrassing losses,
Uh-oh.
the other New York team, the New
Yeah.
York Giants.
Oh man, this game was so weird because I was
Yeah.
watching the beginning of it, and I'm like watching Daniel Jones moving the ball well. Like they're like, it seemed like everything was going fine, and then I don't know, like suddenly it's 14-3, and then it's just like, what? How have you not scored? Like what's wrong with this team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one thing that's wrong. It's the offensive line because they got sacked 11 times.
That
Yeah.
is, I didn't know that could happen.
I didn't either. I was impressed with Khalil Mack getting the 6 sacks. I was like, damn, that's great. But 11 sacks.
Yeah, that's funnily enough, that's 10 for Daniel Jones and 1 for Paris Campbell. That's how many sacks. they sacked two. They let 2 QBs get sacked.
We got some fun facts coming in here. Beep, beep, beep,
Uh-oh.
beep, beep. The Giants are the only team to play 3 primetime games so far this season. And guess what? They're 0-3 and have
Why
been
were they-
outscored 94-15.
Oh my god! Why?
Well, I mean, New York market plus offense or the head coach of the year last year,
Yeah.
right? But I mean,
Ah.
they really. I mean, we were talking about it preseason. We're talking about it now. They got fucking nothing on offense, right? I mean,
Yep.
they just got really nothing going on.
Yeah, I
And
don't
guess
know,
what?
man.
In the week after this one, they do it again against the Bills.
Why do they have so many primetime games?
They have to allow flexing. Like, please.
They- I mean,
think
they're
flexing
gonna,
is
but-
allowed after this game, right?
Oh, is it?
Is this
Week
the
5?
last non-flex? I actually don't know. Did that they changed the flexing rules this year? I don't remember how much they actually changed it by.
When?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, no.
that's the thing is that those teams like the Bills, they don't want to lose a primetime spot, right?
That's true
Like,
too, yeah. Flexing scheduling can be used twice between weeks 5 and 10 and any time between weeks 11 to 17 to move games
Okay.
in and out of Sunday night football.
So twice, is that 2 times a week or?
You can use it twice between weeks 5 and 10. So like,
Wow. Okay, so
You
only
do,
2
like-
games.
yeah. So looking at those games,
Yeah.
we have This week, Chiefs Vikings. I think that'll be good. I don't think they'll flex that. The Vikings will at least put up offense.
Yeah.
Plus Taylor Swift.
Right.
Oh wait, no, never mind. That's we have 49ers Cowboys. Okay, they're not flexing that shit.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No, it's
That's
the week
best
after.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
The week after is Giants Bills.
Yeah, that's Giants.
What do you
Bills.
have?
Then it's Dolphins Eagles. That's a good one.
That's another good
That's
game.
a good game. And
Well,
then,
I'm trying to see what they would flex for Giants Bills, but it's not a great week.
Okay,
of games
week 8
there
Bears
either.
Chargers. So
Oh god,
That's a mover.
Ooh.
yeah.
that's horrible.
And then Bills Bengals. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Then-
Jets Raiders.
Oh
no.
god.
All right.
Yeah, definitely that
And then
one.
Vikings Broncos.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Well, that's week 11. They can start moving them all there.
yeah, they can move on.
Yeah. Man, that's okay. So there's 3. I can see 3 games they could flex, but they can only flex 2 of them. So maybe they do.
They flex the Jets.
They flex the Jets 100%.
Yeah. There's no question.
Yeah, and then maybe move the Giants build, but yeah, I think the Bills being good, they keep it probably.
Right.
But yeah, because there was one other one, right? Oh yeah, Bears Chargers. Maybe they move Bears Chargers. That's kind of a
I can see
garbage
that.
game. So
Well, when is the Jets Raiders game?
that's week 10.
Well, hey, if Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is to be believed, he
That's
would
true.
be playing by then.
That's
So-
true. If he says he's coming back week 10, and I
Week
mean they're not.
8.
Well, I mean, yeah, but see, if he says week
There's
8, even if he
no
comes back
way.
like week 10, dude, like that'd be insane.
Maybe that's why they're keeping Zach Wilson, because they know something we don't. Maybe they put like a
Maybe.
fucking robotic Achilles in his foot.
Yeah, like I said, new technique, new tech,
Yeah, new tech.
Nanotechnology, dude.
new tech.
Speaking
So-
of New York football, I have another fun stat here. There are 2 teams who have not run an offensive play with a lead this year:
Oh no.
the New York Jets and the New York Giants.
Oh, fun. I don't know. What did we do to the football gods to make him hate? You know what it is? It's because they were gonna put a stadium in Manhattan, and then they got kicked out to New Jersey. That's what
Ah,
happened.
that'll do it.
That's why we're cursed. Is we once they come back, they should just bring the Jets back to Queens, man. I'm just saying it. Bring them back to Queens. The Giants can stay out in New Jersey. I don't give a shit.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's but Daniel Jones got. I mean, you 27 of 34, 203 2 picks. I'm surprised he didn't do worse with the
Yeah.
11 or 10 sacks on him. I guess.
I mean, I honestly feel kind of bad for Daniel Jones because I don't know. He didn't look terrible when they were
No.
playing. It's their team just stinks. That
Yeah.
offense just stinks.
They
You know,
have no
especially since
receivers.
Saquon's gone.
Yeah, Saquon was literally their offense. So
Yeah.
he's gone, and he's got nothing, and so he's just running around. He's got no O line.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I want to see a team like tank, sell everything, then go out and get the best offensive line and coach they can find and build just from that.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else. Go get the best O line and the best coach you can find, and just fuck everything else.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the people still like offensive line is probably the most important thing. Like, you can even look
For
at young
offense,
quarterbacks. Like, look at this last week with the Packers. Like, Jordan Love getting rushed for, nobody's open. Is like, but then week 1 against the Bears got rushed like once. Dude was like balling out like Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Yeah.
if you give a quarterback time, they get confidence. They're like, I know I'm not going to get hit. I can go through all my reads. I can, do whatever I want. Like, they're not rattled. They're just having a great time. It's once everyone's covered, you make them, you can not have to blitz and still get pressure. And they're just like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, you have to
Yeah.
be crazy.
And one of a young quarterback's biggest weaknesses coming into the NFL, almost all of them, actually pretty much all of them, I can't think of one, is being able to call out your protections.
Yeah.
That is something that basically only veteran QBs get the rhythm, the skill to do, is being able to like see obvious alignment changes that you need to make just by how they're lining up and stuff, or expecting a disguise coverage in a proper way, right? Like that's how Bill Belichick fucks over rookie QBs all the time, is that does disguises and double disguises and fucking,
That's
completely
why you
destroys
had
them.
like whenever you watch like Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers, like any of these guys, they're just literally looking at the defense pre-play, using the entire play clock to just be like, all right, that guy's not supposed to be there. Okay, let's move this around. Like they're just breaking everything down.
And they're yelling things out to see who reacts and seeing who they think is exactly. And that's something. But if you have a great O-line, they can cover for that if you have a young QB, because like that was for in 2009, 2010, the last time the Jets were good. That's what it was like. We had Nick Mangold, a Hall of Fame center, and he called out all the protections for Mark Sanchez. He basically ran the offense. Mark Sanchez just had to snap it and throw it,
Yeah.
Which was really helpful for him. So,
I mean, even this last week, I was watching the breakdown of the Packers stuff. So like something bad had to go. Like one play there, he's like, okay, this guy's blitzing from this side. Normally you call this out, but nobody calls anything out. And instead it's just like a free rusher. The play blows up. And that's the one where he like threw it back like 20 yards and like it went crazy. Or like there's another one where Dylan's supposed to block and he just doesn't block. And so he's like shit like that, where you're just missing stuff that normally gets called out when you have Rodgers there. So it's, but again, like our offensive line's banged up. Like, and I think that's the thing is like, I always like injury, but like the entire league has injuries, right? Like that's the thing is like every team is going to get injured. Every team's going to go into the depth of their team. And that's when you start being like, all right, who has the better coaching? Who has better like play calling? Like that's when it really starts to matter.
And I did read an article I brought this up, I think, on the podcast maybe last year or a year before or something, but I did read an article years ago about how NFL coaches feel as though the overall quality of offensive linemen coming out in the draft is lower. And they say that's because college has largely moved to the sort of air raid system.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't put a lot of focus on training for the offensive line. So you get a lot more guys coming out who are just like totally raw, like skilled, like talented guys, but not skilled yet. Right. So that maybe that's partly a factor. It has seemed like there really are only a handful of really star offensive linemen compared to the older days that I was watching, but I don't know.
It more so feels like we're just watching a lot of O-lines get obliterated lately.
Yeah.
It's it actually isn't. Yeah, I feel like there always used to be like these crazy O linemen. Like I knew a lot of their names, even like just, and now it's like, they got like they rotate guys. It's almost like running back in a way. Like they're just rotating linemen, partially because of injuries, partially like this guy plays all over the line. Like it's kind of wild.
There's only like one or two guys who I even know the names of, and honestly, like a lot of the ones that I do know the names of are guys who've been playing for like 10 years, 15 years, right?
So they're all on the fucking Eagles and Niners,
right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jason Kelsey and
Jason Kelsey.
That's right.
So the Giants showed up. The Seahawks pretty much just played an average game of football, and then they sacked them a bunch. Their defense balled out, and that was pretty much it. Kenneth Walker almost had a crazy touchdown, but his like elbow scraped the ground.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
But I mean, just in general, Kenneth Walker is really fucking good.
Yeah, dude's awesome.
Yep.
And the Seahawks go to 3-1, tied.
Wild card.
No, they're in second because they're behind the 49ers.
Dude, Geno season, baby. It's freaking Geno season.
Well, it's last year was Geno's season. Can he have multiple seasons that they carry over?
He can have every season is Geno's season when he's playing. And actually, maybe even when he's not playing. I did see that he got into like a little argument on the field. He was jawing with some one of the Giants guys.
He got into that because they like horse collared him pretty much.
Yeah.
The whole game was super chippy, like in a bad way. Like just fight. Like either fight or don't. Don't do this like pushy bullshit. Just
let's go. I did see a meme that said NFL announces opposing teams must count to 7 Mississippi before rushing the Giants for the rest of the year. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
But there we go. Those were the football games this week, and now we have NFL power rankings, everybody. With
so I feel about you, Ed.
Good old Ed Home.
Yeah, Ed home.
Edom. Here we go again. So taking a look at the stats I've received from Bear Taffy, who's not here, who got these stats from Pixel Haven. Top 5 teams. Here we go, Rob.
Oh, I will take the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. Apollo.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills.
Yep. Rob.
Let's go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
The Niners.
Yep. And last one.
Yeah, this one's
one of 2 teams, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
It's one of 3 teams.
You know what? I'll go Cowboys.
Eh.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's either still the Dolphins or the Ravens.
I was thinking Dolphins, but they lost. So
but they lost. I'll say the Dolphins. Still.
It is the Dolphins.
okay, all right.
I mean, yeah, they lost to the Bills. They lost to another top 5
Yeah,
team. so it's not-
True. Yeah.
The thinnest dink. This team rose 10 spots.
My goodness.
I think are the thinnest dink and the fattest doink from the same game?
No.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not.
Then I don't know.
Interesting.
The thinnest dink. They rose.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah. Who is it?
Oh wait, no, maybe I don't. Never mind. Hold on a second.
All right.
the
Yep.
Titans.
Is it the Jaguars?
Who's
The
it?
Texans.
Nah.
I don't know.
I mean, they won.
See, I was gonna say Lions, but I think they're pretty highly rated
yeah.
already, right?
Yep. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay, yeah, I was
hell?
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, going from 20 to 10.
Jesus.
Flying up the
Okay,
ranks.
Okay.
I mean,
don't
they're-
know if-
Top 10 record in the league right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And this team had the fattest doink.
The Steelers. How?
You're close.
how many
though.
spots? How many spots?
I'm
9.
close. The
9.
Browns?
Oh, hold on, I gotta give me a
What
shot.
the hell? Oh, the Bengals. Sorry,
It
he said it
is
was
the
close. It was one of those
Cincy-
teams, man.
Yeah,
Damn
the
it.
Cincinnati Bengals falling from 11 to 20th.
Yeeks.
Woo.
Yeah,
That's not
bad.
good.
That's a tumble right there.
Yeah.
One team has alternated between dinking and doinking each week.
What?
They rose, then they fell, then they rose, then they fell.
Oh.
Here's a little hint.
Oh.
They went from 21 to 15 to 18 to 10 to 14 this week.
What?
They're dinking and doinking all over the place.
Is it the Falcons?
Is it the Washington Commanders?
Nope.
Fuck.
I do
Is
enjoy the
it-
almost song burst into song.
Is it the Colts?
Nope.
I thought you
Oh.
said Colts.
We've
and I'm
talked a
like,
lot about this team today.
Yeah. Oh.
Is
Is it the Jets?
Nope.
it
Okay.
the Steelers?
Nope.
Well, who else do we talk about a lot?
I don't
The
know.
Packers?
Who would. Yeah, it's the Green Bay
It has to be one of
Packers.
them, man.
Yeah.
Like, why do I keep
Yeah.
getting it last?
I don't know.
It's like, it's got to be one of these.
Green Bay Packers now down to 14, which honestly, I'll take it.
Yeah.
True or false? The 1-3 New York Jets are ranked
boy.
above the 2-2 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh. I'm gonna say false.
Apollo, what would you say?
Oh God. So I already lost the question. The Jets are ranked lower than the Steelers. That was the
Jets
question.
are ranked above the
above.
Steelers.
Above the Steelers. I think that's true.
It is true.
Man.
Wow.
The Jets held firm.
It's
in
tough
19th.
over here, man.
Wow.
The Steelers have fallen 7 spots to 22.
You know what? Maybe I take back some things I said about you, Ed. Maybe you're in our corner,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that.
Do we know what team Ed is? We knew
I
it was.
Don't actually know.
Hold on. His
Uh,
name is
Yeah.
Ed Edholm, right?
It's Eric at home, but I like
Eric
Ed.
Edholm. Okay.
I like Ed at home more, honestly.
Yeah, I like that too.
Ed,
Yeah.
It sounds like it's from Ed, and Eddie. He's the fourth Ed.
Ed at home.
Ed, and Eddie, and Ed home.
Let's see.
He was born. Oh, he's Boston. He's probably a Patriots fan.
He's probably a Pats fan. Yeah.
Oh,
Although he went to the University of Missouri and currently lives in Chicago, so he's an enigma when it comes to.
Oh God, if he's a Bears fan, he actually does have it worse than all of us. So
Yeah.
feel bad at this point.
He did actually make a fun tweet that says, here you go. In the 90s, the Vikings had a mascot named Vicodontus Rex.
Oh my God.
And I'm not going to lie, he's pretty great.
That sounds awesome.
Oh.
He's just the dinosaur the Viking had. Look at that guy.
Oh yeah, he's so cool. Wait.
Yeah. I love Vicodontus Rex. They got to bring him back.
Dude, okay, yeah. Vikings, we found the source of your curse. Bring back Vicodontus Rex and all will be forgiven.
That is the issue. Yeah, you guys got to look that up at home because he is
Although
a
his name
baller.
kind of sounds like Vicodin for some reason.
It does kind of sound like Vicodin.
or like a weird sex position or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee the year they got rid of him is the year that Anderson missed that field goal to go to the Super Bowl. Guaranteed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Where am I?
I asked myself.
What year is this?
Early onset Alzheimer's is a very serious condition.
Yeah. Died of concussion. So
I think it's that Vicodonus Rex is an SCP, and if you stare into his eyes too long, you start to lose your memory.
yeah,
And,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans continue to rise, moving up 8 positions into the 15th spot this week. How many regular season weeks has it been since the Texans were ranked in the top 20th of the NFL power rankings?
How many weeks has it been? Regular season?
Well, it's the year before
It has to be a Matt
Deshaun
Schaub
Watson's
year.
last year.
Oh no, Deshaun Watson.
You can also
Yeah.
say a week and year. So you can be like, oh, it was 2019 week 7.
It's
or
got to
something.
be 2018 week.
What was
10.
Deshaun? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Week 10, 2018.
Hold on. Let me look it
All right.
I'm gonna get up to. Hold on.
He's looking.
So he was in Houston.
No, don't look it up. Just guess. I could have looked it up too.
No, I'm not looking up the answer. I'm looking
No,
up.
but you're looking up when he last played, which I feel like is also
No,
against the spirit of things.
No, I just don't remember that when
Neither
he
do I.
when he left the
Guess,
game.
man.
2019. I'll say week 17, 2019.
That is both wrong. It has been
Ooh.
57 weeks. The last time the Texans were in the top 20 was week 2 of 2020.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Really?
that
Who
makes
the fuck-
sense.
Oh, was that a wait? Who was their
It's
quarterback?
because he played well the year before, but then he played shitty that year. So it makes sense that they would have believed in him for a little while.
Okay.
You know?
Oh yeah, because they still had them. They beat the Lions and the Patriots that year, so they were 2-1, and then they lost to the Panthers, and then they started losing a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, I remember that's when the Texans were like, we should trade Deshaun Watson, but maybe we shouldn't. And then all the stuff
Right.
came out, and then they were like,
We should
should've
trade
traded
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, please, anyone want? True or false? Here we go. The final one. Having beaten the 32nd ranked Chicago Bears, the Denver Broncos have moved up from the 31st position and are no longer in the bottom 3 of the NFL.com power rankings on NFL.com. True or false?
So
False.
I'm gonna also say false.
It is true. The Denver Broncos are now ranked 28th ahead of the Bears, Panthers, Giants, and Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
We'll see about that.
yep.
Well, I mean, in fairness, they're probably gonna get a win next week. So
They probably, well, I don't know.
Against the Jets.
yeah,
I guess they might actually.
it is
Yeah,
the
they
Jets.
might. It
You
is the
This
know,
is gonna be when
I
everyone's
mean,
like,
look-
Zach Wilson's really turning it around. He's just gonna go shit himself.
That's what I mean.
The Jets
It's
are going to
like
score 10 points, and the Broncos are going to score
I
30.
want to believe in Zach Wilson, but I need to see 2 games of this. Of
More
competent
than one
QB.
drive, man.
Right. But yeah.
Yeah, what are you, the Packer fans being like, Hall of Famer? Okay, he's a bust. Hall of Famer? No, he's a bust.
Look, man, the preseason doesn't matter. All right.
Preseason doesn't matter.
It's very true.
And that's the NFL.com power
Pick
rankings.
'em. And look who's here just in time for Pick'ems.
Whoa!
Joining us from a fishbowl.
I knew it. I knew I sounded like I was in a fishbowl.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Hey, hi.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
on my
better now.
phone. How are you?
Hey, well,
Yeah, we're good. We're at the
I did
pick'ems.
this 2 weeks ago, so I know how it feels.
Yeah. So here we go. Last week's pick'em stats. We all did pretty well.
I was
Yeah.
so close to a perfect
week.
week, man.
I mean, I thought I did well, and then there, two people did. Actually, three people. Well, can you call Discord a person? It's more of a it's more of a collective, like the
What,
board.
what sucks about
mind.
this me almost having a perfect week is I almost went the other way on both of those 2 games I got wrong. I
Oh,
almost picked the Bucks and I
Mm.
almost picked the Texans, and that's just so upsetting that I could have had it.
You could have had it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So me and Rob go 13-4. Bear goes 14-3. And Apollo 15-2. Randy 8-9. Oof.
That's a Randy
Discord-
stat.
That's a Randy stat. Discord 14-3, and then Alpha something 11-6. And
Yeah.
don't worry, I know that feels Alpha something. I'm there many weeks.
It's a solid week though for him.
Yeah, solid week. Then we had Skull Days. This was the first time Krendor's ever locked a Vikings game. He's now locked 1 game from every team. That was the last one, I guess.
Yeah.
Look at that. Apollo, Discord, and Sinvicta each have 1 team they have never locked for or against.
That's interesting.
Guys,
That actually is
that
interesting.
surprises me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also surprising that it's only 1 for each of them too.
Yeah. That is interesting. I don't know. These are some Northern Slights heading into their week 5 matchup. Apollo has yet to correctly predict a Steelers Ravens game.
That's so fucking funny.
Rob is
so
actually
funny
the
A lot
best.
of those doing the trick where you're, betting against them so you win either way, right? I feel like that's a lot of
So I
Yeah.
did
Uh-huh.
that the first year, I remember, when the Steelers went 11-0. But then last year, I think it was they played against the Ravens, and I was like, oh, they're so going to lose this game. And I picked the Ravens, and then they won. And then it was like towards the end of the season when we really needed to win. I was like, if we win this game, we actually will make the playoffs. And I picked the Steelers, and they lost that game to
Yeah.
Tyler
Yeah.
Huntley.
Yeah.
They beat Lamar Jackson and lost to Tyler Huntley, I believe is what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a Steelers
and so-
special.
Yeah,
Remember
and
that.
then we didn't make the playoffs by 1 game. Ha ha ha! I knew that was gonna happen.
Mhm.
But
What's
yeah,
it like to have
don't
your
worry.
future fucked up by losing an additional game, Rob. What's that like?
Yeah. Oh, I missed.
Yeah, for some reason, the first half of your sentences are completely not understandable.
Oh well, I'll stop trying then.
No. I think I've discovered what it is if you're talking immediately after one of us, then you're in a fishbowl for a second, and then it gets better. So
Yeah.
just like now try.
Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah, just
Well.
just be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," and then talk.
Yeah.
That's what you got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there
Well,
you
then,
go.
well, then you're supposed to talk after.
then
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta say
talk
something.
after.
You gotta have a sentence.
That was the sentence. Oh no, I've turned into a fish.
Okay, no, maybe it's just completely random. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
just hard to
anyway,
tell, yeah.
Crash
Yeah.
of the Titans. Rob is now 0-4 predicting Bengals and Titans this season.
Yep.
And historically, Rob has struggled predicting the Titans at home, 17-25, but away, 24-17.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll have to try to remember that in this week's pick'ems, and then completely strike it from my mind for every week going
That
forward as that
will
happens.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Bear is 10-1 this season, predicting games with a rookie quarterback.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, starting rookie quarterback specifically. The only game he got wrong was the lock of the Jaguars Texans.
Ah, fuck.
And then Randy is 9-1 all time, predicting the Seahawks in October. That's actually pretty impressive. And 1-9 predicting the Browns.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Good.
Those are your bonus stats, which means it's Pick'em's time.
Oh my god! Thank you again,
Pick'ems.
by the way, to Pixel Haven and Hippo Nora for and everyone else in the Discord too.
Yeah.
For doing stuff. You know,
Thank you for
It's good
indeed
stuff.
doing stuff.
Thank
It's
you for
really
doing
great stuff.
And thank you to our assistant coach of the week.
Yes.
That's right.
MILF Jason.
Jason.
What a
Who's
name.
having a tough time, so we hope you do better this week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
29-35 on the season, a little under 500. So maybe you turn it around.
Mhm.
But we start things off with Bears Commanders.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm
on
gonna be
this
taking
one,
the
guys.
Commanders in this one.
I am also going to take the Commanders.
I I don't think anyone's not going to take the Commanders.
Oh,
Isn't
well,
that right?
hold on now a second. I don't feel like the universe has enough shit left in the tank to dump any more on Justin Fields' face. Like, he's got to get a W at some point, and I think that might be this week.
What a remarkable lack of respect for the amount of shit the universe has. I'm just going to be honest.
That is true. So you're taking the Bears?
I am.
He's taking the Bears.
Bears take it 1v4 with the bear on the bear. What the hell?
That's
'Cause,
incredible.
yeah, no, Jason picked the Commanders too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaguars, Bills.
That's
Bills.
Bills. Yeah.
There's part of me. Dude, this is it's a London game.
Oh,
And
it's
Jack's
London
doing well in
game.
London,
That's a London home
which means I'm taking the
game.
Bills anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna
Lock the Bills.
the Bills. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
locking
Oh.
the Bills. I
I
think.
like that because I don't think it's a insanely good lock. It's an obvious one.
Yeah,
You know what?
and there's not a lot of great locks this week.
Yeah, but I'm going to go Jaguars.
Oh,
Dude, hear
lock
me
the
out.
pick.
All right. They just had their first home win last week in London.
In
Now they get
London,
another.
yeah.
Right.
So this is technically a Bills home game. It looks like.
Yeah, but the Bills, they're riding high. They beat the Dolphins. They put all their energy into that game. They're like, fuck the Dolphins. This is our division. I think then they got to go overseas. They got to get some bad sleep. They're like, ugh, fucking Jaguars. And I think the Jaguars pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got it. They'll probably lose, but I'm banking on this. Yeah, Saints Patriots.
Ooh.
This is a
Gross.
coin flip.
Is Derek Carr playing?
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm gonna pick the Saints.
Ah, boy.
I have to continue my hatred of the Patriots, even though.
That's true.
You know what? No. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go Patriots.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm actually gonna switch to the Patriots. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I have to.
I'm
Bodily harm to y'all.
I'm gonna go Saints. Alvin Kamara did well last week, even though they only scored 9 points. So like he literally hold on, let me look at his actual stats because it's actually absurd. He had 13 receptions. 13. Only 33 receiving yards, but also 51 rushing yards. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I think
That's
Saints.
not as impressive when you say that. Like,
But
he caught
13
the ball
receptions.
13 times for like 2 yards.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but you're not gonna change my pick.
I think Bill Belichick's pissed off, and he's gonna make sure they win this week in New England.
Yeah. Well, Milf Jason agrees with you, Rob. So that's nice. You have
Yeah.
Milf Jason on your side.
Thank you, MILF
There you go.
Jason.
This
Great.
does feel like a game the Patriots win, but I'm going to go against every instinct I have on that and finally choose against them and go with the
there he
Saints.
goes.
Wow.
They are
bad. It was Bill. We talked about this earlier, Barry. It was Bill Belichick's worst loss in
That
in
makes
his
sense.
29-year history.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Titans Colts. This is actually a good game.
Give me the Colts. I know
how's that?
Discord's gonna pick the Titans because Discord always picks the team that won last week. So I need to make up some ground on Discord, and I think this is the game to do it.
He's playing. Yeah, Anthony Richardson's playing. I will take
Yep.
the.
Yep. He's gonna get there.
I am going to be taking the Titans.
All right. I'm currently looking up run defense.
That's a good idea. Get that information for me too. Before.
All right. It
I don't-
appears
I
the
don't- I don't
Colts
need
run
stats.
defense is terrible. So I'm gonna go Titans.
Oh, okay, good
you
to know.
guys, You guys get
Yep.
baited by stats that inevitably don't matter when Tannehill throws like 3 interceptions for no reason.
I mean, it's possible.
It is possible,
Oh,
but
this is looking pretty damn good, man. I'm going to go Colts.
Yeah, I
right.
mean, they do look good.
yeah.
Milf Jason goes Titans.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Now look, fucking, they call my ass out. I've never gotten a Ravens Steelers game, right? Well, here it changes. I'm locking the Ravens, okay?
Oh wow,
Wow.
wow.
Not only will I get it right, I'll get my lock
I'm gonna pick the Steelers because I'm gonna go with statistics. Watch MVP Mitchell Trubisky bust out a career game.
Yeah, is he starting?
Probably.
We don't know yet.
Oh man, you
But
were.
Freiermuth is out, so that's bad. Our offense is already hurt enough. And
Doesn't matter.
I don't know if you guys have heard this, but you know who isn't hurt? Matt Canada. So if you think that this game's going to the Steelers, you're psychotic.
Yeah,
He's
no, I'm
heard
taking the
emotionally if he's ever heard this show.
Yeah,
I'm a little psychotic. So that's why I'm
I
taking
will-
Steelers.
I will take the Ravens. Although we should mention Milf Jason is also taking the Steelers.
That is psychotic.
Yeah.
Wait, did Bear take Ravens?
I like Ravens, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Panthers, Lions.
Lions.
I think that's just going to be a Lions across the board, is it not?
Yeah.
Lions.
I'm going
Lions.
to
Lions.
lock the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
Wow.
baby.
Yeah.
Unlock.
Yep.
Wow.
Locking
Bill
those
Jason
Lions.
will take the Lions. That's a Lions clean sweep.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This does look like a Lions trap game because the Panthers look not so great. They're also cats.
That's
I'm
true.
just
They're
saying.
also cats. You never know.
Mhm.
Cat war.
Mhm.
Texans, Falcons.
Falcon.
Texan.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay, here's the problem. I'll convince you to pick the Falcons. Everyone is going to do that thing. They see the Texans drop like 30 points on the Steelers and think, wow, this Texans team, CJ Stroud, are you kidding me? He's a rookie. Atlanta has a better defense than the Steelers for some reason.
Yeah.
And NFL has parity. Okay, the team that wins last week doesn't always win the week after.
Yep.
And the Texans, they're going to lose this game. They're going to lose this game. It's like my most confident pick of the week.
I actually agree. I think the Falcons win this one.
I'm gonna say Texans, and I'm going to posit a secondary theory, which is that because of that embarrassing loss last week, you're emotionally compromised in judging these teams accurately.
Talking to the Pick'ems champ like that is really insulting.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who wins this year.
Desmond Ritter is the Falcons QB, right? He looked a
Yeah,
little shaky. in
He's
London,
not
man.
very
I don't know.
good.
He's not
but
very good, though.
Yeah.
I think that the Texans just also aren't very good.
I agree.
Hey, Krendor, what's
Yep.
the Texans' run defense? Because Bijan Robinson is very good.
Oh, you want to hear
That
the
is
best?
true.
Oh, you just reminded me. This wasn't defense, but Texans had 4 starting offensive linemen out of the game, and we recorded 0 sacks in that game. 0.
Yeah.
The Texans' run defense is pretty okay. They're like number 10.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans.
All
I'm
right.
gonna stick with it.
Then we have the Giants, Dolphins. Dolphins, everyone?
It's a pretty easy
Give me a
lock for you
Dolphins
guys.
lock, baby.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll pick
fair.
the Dolphins.
That's the Dolphins for
Oh,
sure.
I've already all locked already. That's rare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I might change my lock, but I'm still feel pretty confident about it.
All right.
Okay.
But also, I don't know if you mentioned Milf Jason took the Texans and is taking the Dolphins as well.
Mhm,
That is true. I
mhm.
mean, I do have their picks up on the screen so people can see.
Ah, good. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we have the Bengals and the Cardinals.
I'll take the Bengals. I don't think it's gonna get this bad.
Wasn't there? Hold on. There was a stat with me about the Bengals because my first. I'll say before I read the stat again because it's been already struck out of my mind.
Mhm.
Is my instinct is to go Bengals anyway. Okay, now I'm reading the stat. I'm 0-4 in predicting
Yep.
the Bengals and Titans. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I think people are overrating the Cardinals. I think that this game will be close, but I think the Bengals. I think this will look exactly like Bengals Rams last week or the week before. I think it's going to be a close game. Bengals win.
I'm gonna undo my pick. I'm gonna say that I was wrong in my instinct of Bengals, and I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Oh, let's go Bengals.
I'm going to go Cardinals as well.
Okay.
I just don't trust the Bengals, honestly.
I think that's me, Bear, Bengals, and everyone else Cardinals.
Yeah.
Until I see
And
Joe
actually-
Burrow
I
like
really
play
think
football.
about Burrow. Yeah, he's looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
Did I take the Titans earlier too?
I
don't remember.
don't think he did.
Can I?
No,
can
I think he did.
Can I say I want to change it to? Do I
Just
want to change it
say,
to the
just
Colts?
tell them to change your pick, and they'll remember and change your pick.
Yeah.
I know. All right.
'Cause
Well,
they'll have it marked down, and they'll just swap it now. So just say
Yeah.
you change your pick regardless of what it was.
oh well, yeah, but I don't know if I want to do it yet.
Well-
I'm 0-4. I'm
Oh my
0-4 picking the Titans, and my instinct was to
Right,
pick the
so-
Titans. Should I swip it? Should I swap it? What do you think,
Brother, you're the one who believes in magic, man.
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, that sounds like I should change it then.
Give
Don't
the
look
swip
at
swap.
me.
I mean, I picked the Titans, so you should probably swap so that I'm not cursed with you.
That's a good point. Did anyone else pick the Colts? Who picked the
I
Colts?
picked the
Yeah.
Colts.
All right, fuck it. I'll swap to the Colts.
Oh, thank
Well, now
God.
you cursed me,
No.
man.
No, we're all on this trip together now.
yeah.
Eagles, Rams.
Ooh.
Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles.
I mean, are they? They're still undefeated, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna lose in the next like 3 weeks. I just don't
I
know
think
to
so,
which
too.
team
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
And the Rams are a good possibility, honestly.
Nah,
The
the-
Rams.
Puka
Puka Nacua, baby!
good.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
got Aaron
no.
Donald. They
Yeah.
got a good defensive line.
I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see
it
that.
could be.
I think it's gonna be a defensive game because the Eagles' offense has been like weirdly shaky.
Yeah.
They just scored 31 points.
Yeah, I mean, the 1 week, that's one sample. I think otherwise they've been shaky.
Mm.
I feel like I need to not think about game. The longer I think about a
Yeah.
game, the worse I'd pick. I
Getting
think
in your own
Yeah.
head.
Yeah,
I do get in
yeah.
my own head because I really want to pick the Rams as an upset.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
take the
going
Eagles.
to take the Rams. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's done it. Jets, Broncos.
Broncos.
They should just cancel this.
This game should be canceled.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Give me the
I-
Jets.
This I
Wow.
legitimately have no idea.
I don't either. Part of me wants to take the Broncos, but then I'm like, why am I taking the Broncos?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets.
I'll take the Broncos, whatever.
This is not fun. I didn't enjoy picking that.
Yeah, whatever.
This game's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be
Oh,
like
yeah.
under 10 points for both
yeah,
teams.
9-3.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Vikings.
Come on.
Chiefs. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be
Chiefs,
taking the
yeah.
Taylor Swifts.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
As long as again, that is my one prediction for the rest of the season is as long as Taylor Swift is in attendance.
Well,
the
she's
Chiefs
not
will
gonna go
lose
to
a game.
fucking Minnesota. I feel like she'll be busy.
If she's not in attendance, then the Chiefs may lose. But it's the only time it's possible.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's
know
that's Chiefs
that
across the
a
board.
random Taylor Swift person said it's good that I understand football now because it looks like she's so serious, and that after the Chiefs, or she said before the game that she might not continue following the NFL if they broke up, but later remarked that the intense nature of the contest got her invested.
Someone found her bank account.
Yeah, the intense nature of Taylor Swift in the press box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties, as the NFL has said.
Smiley
They sure
face.
are.
Winky face.
And then can you imagine if she was a fan of like the Panthers or some shit?
That would be hilarious.
Dating a Panthers player.
Hubbard.
Yeah. Yeah, Chiefs are on. Okay.
Oh, you know
Cowboys.
what? By the way, I just want to point out that r/Taylor Swift on Reddit did have a game thread. I think both weeks.
Oh yeah.
So
I kind of want to take a look at it, honestly.
I do also.
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
This sounds hilarious.
Cowboys, 49ers.
I'll be taking the burning Niners.
I will also take the Ferdinands.
I'm
Don't
taking the
like that one, huh?
49ers until they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Christian McCaffrey, man.
Yeah.
I'll
You-
pick against them eventually, but
Bear?
that was a sweep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think 49ers.
Okay. I just
All
heard
right, all
at first.
Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty much what I was saying.
Right, right. That's
And
fair.
then Packers, Raiders closing it out.
Oh, it's Packers. It's Packers.
I'm
Is
going-
Aiden O'Connell playing?
I don't know.
I
but
hope so, please. I'll be out.
The Raiders are so bad.
They'll pick the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers still have like at least a competent coaching staff and team. They don't have Josh McDaniels, which is actually really nice.
What week is this? Week 5. Week
Yes.
5 is Derek Carr playing Week 5. Carr did not returns, plays the quarterback. Yeah,
Are you looking at the Saints?
Why are you
I'm
looking
just
at Derek Carr? Yeah.
I'm trying. Oh, yeah, you're
You're looking for
right.
Jimmy G,
Oh, boy.
Robert.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep, the Italian stallion, if you will.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You could say that. I mean,
He's still
very-
in concussion protocol as of 1 day ago.
Okay, so it's probably going to be Aiden O'Connell.
It's going to
right?
be a game time decision, I would imagine. It is
I'll
Monday
go-
night, so he gets the extra day, but
That's true. I'll take Packers then.
I'm actually curious because Jair Alexander is going to play Devontae Adams, and that's who they practiced against each other for years. That'll be
Oh
fun.
yeah, I forgot about Devontae Adams. Although
Yeah.
didn't he got injured in the game too? A
He
little bit.
also, I think, got a concussion.
Yeah.
And Jair Alexander's been hurt with his back too, which doesn't help when you're playing good receivers pretty much every week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Packers will win this one. I think we actually use Aaron Jones this game, so that'd be a fun thing to do. Here we go, Randy, everybody.
Randy.
Randy!
Don't pick the Bears, Randy. Get a good weekend, you man.
Here we go. Kicking things off. Randy takes the Commanders.
Oh,
Woo!
thank God. He's gonna have a good week.
Yep. Jaguars. Let's go, Randy.
Never mind.
Saints. Titans. Steelers.
Oh, Randy.
Lions.
Okay.
Falcons.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Okay.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Jets.
Wow, Randy.
Chiefs.
Wow.
Chiefs. Yep.
Randy.
Wow.
Okay.
49ers.
Randy's
Wow.
going crazy.
And Packers.
Oh,
Randy
boy.
has
Wow.
calling it here. Randy's having the best week of his life.
Or
Yeah,
we're
bounce
all having the worst week of our
That's
lives.
also possible. And then Randy's going to lock. Was that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14? He's going to lock the Packers. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Go
Wow.
Randy, dude. Hell yeah. So there it is. That is the pick'ems and this week of football. Thanks for listening, everybody. Patreon. Check out Patreon. Here's all the patrons. Take a look at that. Wow. And we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Singing it one beat off.
It just sounds like an amalgamation of sounds.
So